Well, hello, everybody. How we doing?
Oh my
Obviously,
god,
this is different.
it's a
Honestly,
lot
we haven't
different.
we haven't gone live since we first started the channel. Just because that's how we thought that we were going to start uploading, and it turns out we did not want to do that. But as I've said a little bit, and since we're on stream and we can just talk a little more openly. Past 6 months, I've been at a different job where I had a really bad schedule where I wouldn't have the weekends off. I would only have Thursday and Friday off, and that was for only the last 2 months. So we had no time to do this, and we've been thinking about doing stuff like this where we'll go live during an Ohio State game or going live during Browns games. I really wish we would have been able to be live during like the Guardians playoff games.
Yeah,
That would have been a lot of fun. But this will probably be a more regular thing, especially once Ohio State starts to play some better teams. This is going to just kind of be our warm up of just how we kind of want this to go. See how it, just see how it goes. Let's see who wants to hang out with us on a
yeah,
Saturday afternoon. Because it's always more fun to watch games with people.
yeah.
At least for me. So obviously Ohio State's playing Purdue. Purdue's 1-7 right now. They're not a good team, but Ohio State always starts slow. I guarantee Purdue's going to at least get a field goal out here just because we always start so slow against every team. But
It looks
yeah,
like you just punted, so
okay, good. So yeah, to kind of go back to what I was saying though, now I'm gonna have so much more time. I'm gonna have my weekends back, and obviously the Browns stink right now, but we'll probably still go live during uh, a few of these games that are going to come up and start to make it a somewhat more regular thing, or even just in general, just going live, at least once or twice a week. I think that would be fun for us if we have the time to do it. Um,
mhm.
and yeah, just expect more content, honestly, for real. Between this, TikTok, YouTube, even shorts, if we get more involved in TikTok, we'll probably start to upload those to YouTube as shorts as well, and just continue to grow. Um, I've been waiting to do this for a while, so I'm really grateful that I got the opportunity that I did with my current job now, which I start Monday, so that's exciting. And I don't know about you, Drew. I'm ready. This is gonna be fun.
Dude, I'm excited, dude. Just the fact that we're able now to pump out some more content, the fact
Mhm.
that we can actually just chill, do these live streams, watch the games. Obviously, the Browns are off tomorrow, so it would be fun to do a Browns one tomorrow as well.
Yeah.
But we could do that next week. Obviously, starting next week, we can finally start doing some live streams again. We could probably do some Cavs games too if you want to do some Cavs
Yeah.
games. And
Oh yeah. Yeah. And hopefully I'll have some more furniture in my background because I haven't had the time with my past work schedule to get any of my of the furniture. I still have a recliner that I got to get tomorrow. I might be getting a couch tomorrow too. So I literally have a coffee table behind me that you can barely see, and then a little uh LED lamp that you obviously can't see because it's actually, the sun is out and it's middle of the day because we usually always record later at night, every Thursday,
yeah,
sometimes Wednesdays. And yeah, dude, it's just gonna be there's gonna be a lot more time for us to actually make content. Um, and you guys have been seeing a lot of Drew on our TikTok over the last month or so. Now it's going to be more of both of us. We're each just going to post whenever we feel like we can or want to, if there's anything to even discuss. But it's kind of coming at a good time because Ohio State is getting ready. I mean, this is the last month of ball before we start getting into playoff talk, and we got a big game against Indiana here soon. Obviously, that team up north is going to be coming up here in a few weeks. There's going to be some fun games to sit here and BS around with. So
yeah. Also, too, that Indiana game would be fun to do because Indiana's
yes,
actually really fucking good this year.
yeah,
They're crazy good this year. So
yeah. I
that'd be
mean,
a fun one. That'd be a good game to do as well.
Yeah, I mean, as you guys see, they are undefeated in the conference, and they're 9-0.
Yeah.
So Indiana's, I mean, they're a top 10 team. You know, they're getting ready to face that team up north, who obviously sucks this year. They have beyond like a slight run game, they do not have a good offense, and their defense has been pretty lackluster. So, like, you know, Ohio State has the chance to finally get back into the Big Ten, but they got to get past Indiana and they got to get past Oregon again. And who knows, you might play Oregon 2 more times depending on how the playoff picture looks for us. You know, you just don't know. And I'm really glad that teams like Oregon came into the Big Ten, because now it gives the Big Ten more
competition.
Yeah, especially for the Big Ten championship, game, because
what a ball.
Oh yeah.
What a ball by Will Howard and Jeremiah Smith.
I mean, this connection has been nuts this year. The fact that this kid is 18 years old as a freshman, he's pretty much on pace to almost get around 1,000 yards this season, which is ridiculous.
And the fact that like he's the replacement for Marvin Harrison, and he's just an insane replacement for Marvin Harrison Jr. Like,
yeah, he's got 703 yards, 17.5 yard average. You have this nasty run game that we have. Yeah, eight tutties. I mean, he's like, what? I think Jeremiah Smith is like 6'2" or 6'3", and he's like 220 or something. Like, he's a big dude too. So,
freaky athletic.
Again, as a freshman, like, to even replace, Harrison, because we all thought, Harrison was the GOAT. Like we were like, oh, dude, this is one of the best, receivers that we've seen out of Ohio State, and that's saying a lot, because there's been a really good batch of receivers that come out of this team in the last like 10 years plus.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, this Jeremiah Smith kid is gonna be disgusting.
Absolutely.
But yeah, dude, I'm just excited to be able to do this more. But again, as I was saying about the Big Ten championship, when Ohio State would beat that team up north, then you would go on and you would play a Northwestern, or you would play a Wisconsin, or you would play a sort of Penn State. It just depended on who was atop of the other side of the conference. And 9 times out of 10, it was just a murder. Like it was like a literal just. And Ohio State would always come in and just crumple them, or they would play like crap at the start. Scott has got to, or that kid's got to catch that. Yeah, Scott Jr. He's got to catch that. But it just wouldn't be a competition, and it wouldn't really help Ohio State, because even if you won the Big Ten championship, you didn't have a lot going for yourself because of how weak the Big Ten was. And this year, it's been good. Penn State's been good. Minnesota's good. Iowa has always been solid. Illinois has been good. Obviously, Washington and the team up north took a big decline. But like getting rid of some of those bad teams like the Marylands, and putting in teams like Oregon. Obviously, we have USC, UCLA as well. There's just a lot of better teams in this division and in this conference in general. I think it's great. I think it's going to really help solidify like the Big Ten championship game as okay, you are a top 4 team because you've been through this gauntlet now. So I'm super happy about it.
Yeah, I think that's the best thing about some of these conference realignments that's been going on, is that it's starting to add a lot more competition to a lot of these divisions, because I would say right now, with the additions of like UCLA, Oregon, Washington, USC, I think that really pushes like the Big Ten forward over past like the SEC, because now the SEC looks like it's dull, as boring, and now we have the likes of, again, like I said, Washington, Oregon, USC, Penn State's obviously still a good football program. Indiana's jumped out of nowhere, has become a really good football program. Minnesota's solid. Iowa's always usually a solid program. But dude, just like watching the downfall of Michigan has been spectacular, because it really shows like they could be nothing without the cheating.
Yeah,
like you really were nothing without the cheating, and it's just hilarious to me that all these Michigan fans are like, "Oh, we're the best in the world." Blah, 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 blah. It's like, brother, you're dog shit now. Like,
Right.
without Connor Stalions, without him helping you guys cheat, you guys get your asses kicked. And I get it. JJ McCarthy's gone. You lost a couple other people. You lost Blake Corum. You lost who I forget the wide receiver's name.
Wilson.
Roman Wilson.
Yeah.
He's gone now. So the team is pretty much like the stars are gone. Obviously the Browns have Zack Zinter, who's the best guard in the college football at that time, really.
Yeah.
So they did lose a couple pieces, but
then again, I mean,
it's still
the thing about Ohio State.
It's still the same team as last year for Michigan.
Yeah.
And they're just bad.
Yeah. And, with Ohio State, like, yeah, we didn't lose a whole lot of people, but when you lose a guy like Marvin Harrison and then you go to a new quarterback in Will Howard, you just never know how that duo is going to go. Mm-hmm. And so far, everybody that we've added, like, everybody has worked well. Like, the fact that you can juggle Judkins and Henderson as that duo, like, backfield, and have them both produce at a pretty high level, that's asking a lot, because those two on their own are top 5, top 10 running backs in the entire college full football world. So, like, being able to split them up correctly was great. You obviously brought back Ibuka. You brought back pretty much all of your O line, who is still very young. I mean, Jackson, I think, is the only one that's really going to come out of the draft this year. So the line still has a lot to develop. Or in the center we got from Bama as well. And then you obviously you got Downs and stuff. So, like, again, Ohio State made their moves because they knew that they've wasted so many years. Like, when they had Stroud, they had so many chances to actually go get a natty. When you had Justin Fields, you had a chance to go get a natty, and you just didn't. And it was partially because of Day. And Day is still sort of in this weird time where, we obviously beat Penn State last week, which was a huge win for us. I think probably one of the better wins of the Ryan Day era so far. But you still haven't really done it outside of the Big Ten.
Yeah.
And we're waiting for that because, I mean, sure, you can count Oregon, but we've also lost to Oregon like twice at least in the Ryan Day era. We lost to them, I think, during Stroud's freshman year when we played them at home, and it was a good game again. And, it's a tough ask, but the Browns, Ohio State has not really been able to beat those solid teams in quite a few years, really, since Meyer was here, and you just don't have that. And I don't know what Ryan Day has to do to kind of unlock that, but if he doesn't unlock it soon, there's going to be a guy named Mike Vrabel that's going to come from Cleveland to Columbus, and I can put a bet down on that right now. I know that could happen. Because even if the Browns offer him the moon and the stars, if things don't work out with Stefanski, I still think Vrabel would prefer to go back down to Columbus.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like for him, he either way, he's gonna be good no matter where he's at. Mm-hmm. Mike Vrabel is just a good coach. He's a great play caller, defensive play caller, because obviously he's a defensive-minded coach. Yeah. And I think he'd be fantastic with the Browns, but I don't see the Browns letting go of Kevin Stefanski. I think Kevin Stefanski is going to be our coach for a long time.
Yeah.
So it would only make sense for Mike Vrabel to come to Ohio State, and that's a blocked punt. So we're going to get the ball right at about the 6-yard line off of a block punt. So
that's beautiful.
So that's beautiful from Ohio State. So this should, it's first and goal at the 6.
So yeah, this is going to be
touchdown.
I mean, it's going to be either one of 3 guys. It's going to be Judkins, it's going to be Henderson, or it's going to be a Will Howard take.
Or it's going to be a nice little like pass to Jeremiah Smith in the corner of the end zone.
Yeah,
another one-handed catch.
But I mean, it just. with Ryan Day, like now there's no excuses because you also spent so much money to get this team, like real
Yeah.
NIL money to get this team. I mean,
Um,
yeah.
wasn't there something last week about Ryan Day's record against like top 10 teams? Knows like 1 in something. He's like 1 in
Yeah.
like 6 or like 1 in 7 against like top 10 teams.
Yeah.
And that's just something you can't have because when you had Jim Tressel, when you had
Well, even Trussell wasn't good against the SEC.
no,
Every time we got to the national championship game, Florida, LSU, those teams would wipe us off the
that's
face of the
true.
map.
That's very true.
Like wipe us.
Yeah,
So
I mean that's very true. But I mean he's better. He was better than Ryan Day.
I just think Urban Meyer got it. And I almost
Yeah.
called the Will Howard take there. But like Urban Meyer understood the culture that came with Ohio State.
Well,
And
he's good against top 10 opponents because obviously
is
with Florida he dominated us.
right.
With Ohio State he never lost to Michigan. He never lost to
Because he knew how big that game was.
Yeah, we hardly lost to teams like Bama. We hardly lost to teams like Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Like we'd always beat the big teams.
We smacked the shit out of Clemson to knock them into. I mean, they have not been in the same sense. I mean, yeah, they're 6-2, but they have not been a really good 6-2. They've been a like Dabo. Like Dabo just doesn't have that swag that he did with Watson. Like that was the last time that
Clemson was like
really
good.
And even with Trevor Lawrence, they still won a natty with him, but like that year that Fields beat him, like Lawrence was their quarterback. I think that was their sophomore year. So like, you know, Urban just got it. And for whatever reason, Day just I don't know if he puts enough emphasis on these bigger games, especially games like that team up north.
Yeah.
Like you can't lose that game for 3 years straight. And there's the Will Howard keep.
There's the Will Howard keeper.
I called that money. Anytime it's within like 5+ or like 5 or so yards, it's gonna be a keeper.
Yeah.
Because he's a big enough body to take a hit and still go forward.
Yeah. So there you go. 7-0 Ohio State. Easy as that. Will Howard runs it in for a 1-yard touchdown. So
yeah.
Boys up 7-0. But yeah, no. And for me, even if you don't, even if you fire Ryan Dable, do you kind of go back and ask Urban Meyer to come back and see if he's willing to come back and coach this team again?
I think it's too hard of an ask for him now. Like I think Urban's cool not going to coach again. I think with just his weird health things that he had going on, I think he's just kind of bowed out. Like I think he just gets it. Now, the only guy that I would say bring out of retirement is probably Nick.
Yeah.
If you really wanted to go balls to the wall, but again, I don't think he wants to come out because I think he's having a lot of fun being a part of game day. Like he's just now a part of that crew, and I know Urban's a part of the Fox crew. So like, but he always backs us like every single time. So like he's very much still a part of Ohio State's like culture. And he's still very much like involved in the team's like success in terms of like an outside perspective.
Well,
so
I wouldn't
rule it out. I don't know.
No, that's the thing is too. Is like you could even bring him back for a year to see if he likes it again, if he wants to do it, and if not, that gives you a full year to look for someone else while he coaches the team currently.
No,
because then you can have that year to do a good coaches search. And I mean, I wouldn't mind bringing Nick Saban in. I wouldn't mind having Urban Meyer again. I also, again, I think the number one would probably be Mike Vrabel.
I mean, because he's a former Ohio State player. He understands the culture. You need somebody that understands like the pressure that comes with coaching a team like this. And even Urban said that a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Where excuse me, God. Dr. Pepper makes me burp so much. Oh my gosh, I shouldn't have had this. But anyways, You know, he even said that on the Fox. I don't know if it was the pregame or postgame, but he was just kind of talking about like there is an insane amount of pressure that comes with it because Ohio State fans demand you to be basically perfect, and it's kind of true because Urban kind of set that standard. Tressel kind of set that standard where you almost don't lose during the regular season because you're always trying to get in the national championship game.
Yeah.
And if you don't win the Big Ten, it's pretty hard for them to not get in. Now, Ohio State has still had a few years where they didn't win the Big Ten and they still got in because that team up north played that bad, or Northwestern still just wasn't that good enough to be a top 4 team. And now that it's expanded, now you can afford to lose a game earlier in the season, like the Oregon game, and you're still a top 2 team because you lost to the current number 1 team. And so, and you only lost by a tiny margin. So it's not like it was a blowout or anything. If it was a blowout, I think Ohio State would be probably out of the top 4. Like they would probably be at like 5 or 6. Or even then, they would still be at 4 just because of how teams have lost, like Bama, the Longhorns. Those teams have kind of had weird weeks. Miami is top 4 now with, Cam Ward, who's, again, the only quarterback that I think the Browns would even consider drafting this year, which I also have a crazy little take that I've kind of gathered in my head about that, but we could talk about that later. But Ohio State 7-0. They're getting ready to kick back off to Purdue. And so far, I mean, Purdue hasn't really been able to move the ball besides a couple plays during their first drive, thankfully. So as long as Ohio State can keep this up, it's probably going to be a bloodbath. Yeah, I mean, look at the other side of the conference. Like, they need to split this up better. They needed to have Oregon on the other side of the conference.
Yeah,
they really did. Like either them or like
I think they need to switch, like maybe like USC and Oregon or something.
They need to get rid of teams like Purdue, Rutgers, and Maryland because they're just terrible. Like they've been on the lowest of the lowest totem pole for the Big Ten for a decade now.
Someone was added more recently out of those? Wasn't it Rutgers that was added more recently before the switch? Or because I know Maryland and Purdue, I think were part of the original Big Ten.
I mean, I know that I think Rutgers and or Maryland got added like before we last won the national championship. So back when we were in high school. So probably like 2010s, like earlier mid 2010s, I think is when that happened. Because I remember I went to an Ohio State game. It was my first one I went to, and it was against Maryland after we had won. So we still had Cardale, Barrett. We had the Boza brothers. Like we still had that just monstrous team. And this 45 kid is the only kid that's really doing anything for Purdue right now. They can't stop him. But I remember Ohio State beat them up so badly during that game because it was a noon game. I mean, it was a very much like early in the season morning game. And we just beat the snot out of them so badly that they literally fired their coach that night, like 2 hours after the game, just because of how bad the beating was. And ever since that, I mean, Maryland's had moments of being decent, but they've never been great. Like it's always been sort of like the Wisconsins, Indiana, Penn State. Minnesota has always been a solid team too. Iowa is always a sleeper team because of how good their defense is. Their offense isn't really so great. Illinois will squeak out wins against us. So like the Big Ten always has like upsets, but for the most part, it's usually the same like 3 or 4 teams that are always at the top of the conference every year. And I mean that comes down to recruiting.
So I have it right here. In 1896, the original Big Ten teams were Illinois, Michigan, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Purdue, Northwestern. Iowa and Indiana were joined in 1899. So 3 years later, Ohio State didn't join in 1912. Chicago terminated its football program in 1939 and withdrew from the conference in 1946, which was Chicago, Illinois. That was just the name of the school.
Yeah.
And they withdrew in 1946. And then Penn State, Michigan State were added in their place in 1949. And then Penn State and Nebraska joined in 1990. Or no, Penn State joined in 1990, and then Nebraska joined in 2011.
Yeah, that's right, Nebraska. Yeah.
And then 2014. So, like you said,
Yep.
As we were graduating high school, in 2014, Maryland and Rutgers were joined in. So
Yep.
Maryland Rutgers came in 2014 when we were graduating high school.
Exactly what I said. Yep. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
And then obviously in 2024 we had the additions of Oregon, USC, and Washington.
Yeah.
And UCLA.
Yeah. So I mean, so now you can afford to like let those bottom tier teams like, hey, if you want to go to the whatever conference, like the MAC-10 or like a Pac-12 or whatever the fuck they want to do, you can probably just let them do that because, or even the ACC. Like,
well, that's the thing. Like
that aren't as crazy.
I think Maryland, because Maryland and Rutgers, they're obviously on the East Coast.
Yeah, so it just makes more sense.
Because Rutgers is in New Jersey, and Maryland, and obviously Maryland is in Maryland.
Yeah,
and all the ACC schools are East Coast teams. Mm-hmm. So one or both can just leave and join the ACC.
Yeah,
and because then that's a little bit of an easier conference.
Yeah,
and because there's no reason to get like Purdue was one of the founding members of the conference. Getting rid of Purdue would be kind of dumb.
Yeah,
because they're one of the founding members of the Big Ten Conference.
Speaking of them, they're getting ready to score. It looks like.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like Purdue knows how to play Big Ten football, which is why they're about to score. They know how to play good Big Ten football.
Yeah,
and obviously a lot of these schools that we just mentioned were part of the Big Ten since its inception, or since like at least like the 1940s. Maryland and Rutgers were like the brand new teams that joined in 2014, and obviously all the Pac-12 schools they decided to join us. But I'd rather have some of the Pac-12 schools like Oregon, Washington, USC, and UCLA over Maryland and Rutgers because they're just better football programs.
Right.
And their programs are good in other sports too. Like they're good basketball. Like UCLA has a good basketball program.
It's just weird to have some like teams on like the West Coast come to the Big Ten. That's the only thing.
I also believe UCLA has a good men's soccer program as well.
Yeah.
So they have good programs across the board. Yeah. Same with the USC. USC usually has like a good like basketball program and other programs as well. Same with Washington. Washington has decent football and an okay basketball. But like Rutgers and Maryland, they're just trash at like football. They're trash at like basketball.
Yeah, like you never hear about them in basketball.
And the only good thing about Maryland, I think, is their soccer. As I keep mentioning soccer because I'm a soccer guy and I watch a lot of college soccer too. Maryland, I think, has a decent soccer program and has one of the better soccer programs. So in that case, that's where they help the Big Ten is like the soccer program. But other than that, they don't bring anything to football. They don't bring anything to basketball. They don't bring anything to like the major sports.
Yeah.
And that's where like the coming ins of like USC, Oregon, and all them. Because Oregon, like again, Oregon has a decent basketball program.
Yeah.
But they're known for their football. I think they're also known for baseball. I think they're a good baseball program too, I believe.
Yeah.
So they have good sports. But you don't hear much of Rutgers. You don't hear much of Maryland. And I guess, like you said, they could be good like ACC schools.
Yeah.
And not Big Ten. Or if you just want to get rid of one of them, get rid of one of them. But I think it's 18 teams now in the Big Ten.
I can't remember.
I might have to go and count because I'm too stupid. But But even still, I'd rather have all these other schools. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, there's 18 schools. So you would have to get rid of 2, which would probably be Maryland and Rutgers, just so we keep it even.
Yeah.
Like 16. Or like you said, flip flop some teams around in the conference, in the Ohio, in the Big Ten conference, in the East and West or whatever you do, and just like flip flop, like Oregon go to the other side, bring over like maybe like USC or like UCLA to our side, just so like there's some like competition on one side,
Right.
because at the end of the day, you want like Ohio State versus Oregon or something in like a Big Ten championship, or like you don't want these bummy ass like, oh, it's Ohio State versus like Northwestern.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay, well, that's like a 58-0 blowout.
I mean, shoot, I'm fine with, having us play teams like Wisconsin and Minnesota when they're good, because those are tough Big Ten teams. Like
Absolutely.
especially when they're good. And, they really haven't been like elite in a little bit, but they always contend well. Or even when, Michigan State is good, they're always tough to face when they are good. And they just haven't really been that good as well. So like
they haven't been good since the Kirk Cousins days.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, they've had a couple of years where they've been like, all right. I just think it comes down to I forget what the coach was that they had back in those days, but he was like the dude, and then he got fired. And after that, they one dude. I think they got in trouble. He got in trouble for something, and then I think after that they've just been in the fucking shitter for a little bit. But yeah, like the Big Ten has actually tried to invest in some better teams in order to like give themselves a little more celerity between the SEC and the Big 12 when that was, a full thing. And now it's pretty much Big 10, SEC are like the dominant conferences for the most part. I mean, the only other one, because I don't even think is the Big 10 or the Big 12 still around, or is that like
they split off?
Because I think it was the Pac-12 was the one that split off, right?
No, the Pac-12 is one because Pac-12 was Oregon, Washington, USC, UCLA.
I'm just waiting for freaking Notre Dame to join something.
They're not going to.
I mean, they're not going to, but
they're pussies. They're not going to.
It would just help them so much more to be in a conference.
Well, that's the thing. Would. Like having an independent is like the dumbest thing in sports. Like, we're in the independent conference. Like, okay, I understand maybe like Army, Navy, like Air Force, like, but Notre Dame, like, you're supposed to be one of the biggest football programs in history, and you're still not a part of any kind of conference. Like, why not join like the Big Ten, or why not join like the Big 12 or the ACC, or at least like the ACC or some shit? Like, join something. Don't be a bunch of don't be a bunch of fucking babies and not join anything.
Yeah,
because it's so fucking dumb. But yeah, the Big 12 is so wrong because the Big 12 is like Texas Tech and all those types of schools. I actually want to see exactly what the Big 12 is. Oh yeah, the Big 12 is like BYU, Iowa State, Colorado, Kansas State, Texas Tech, Cincinnati, Arizona State, West Virginia, Baylor, Houston, TCU, UCF, Utah, Kansas, Arizona, and OK State.
Yeah, it's not a great. Like that's not a great division.
They have 4 teams ranked. BYU's 9, Iowa State's 17, Colorado's 20, Kansas State's 19.
Right, but like if you have one of those teams play like a team like us or Texas or Miami or any of those Georgia's, those teams are getting whomped.
I mean, not gonna lie, they have more teams with better records than we do right now.
Yeah, but I mean here for a while. I mean, freaking Penn State was a top 4 team. Oregon's been a top 4 team all year. Indiana's getting ready to do that. The only reason why the Indiana is not getting above teams like Texas and stuff is because of probably just the competition that they faced, but they're still undefeated. Like same with Army. Army's 25th, and they're 8-0. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
because
shit, dude. Even Iowa State is fucking 7-1. Like that's pretty impressive.
never mind. Never mind. There's only 3 independent schools. The FBS independents are Notre Dame, UConn, and Massachusetts.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense actually.
And of course, Notre Dame's in number 10.
But yeah, like a team like Rutgers literally should go to like the
The
MAC.
ACC.
No,
Or
the
the
MAC.
MAC, yeah.
The MAC would
Dude,
make so much more sense for them because then they would actually have a conference that they could actually like be
I,
at the top of.
dude, I
Because you still
fucking
have
love the
decent
MAC.
teams there, like Toledo and Buffalo. Like those teams are always solid. Like Kent State this year, ass. Like they're literally, I think they're
Dude, Akron and
8 or
Kent
zero
are
and
always
9.
so ass.
Yeah, usually Akron is worse than Kent, but Kent hasn't been good since they lost their coach and since they lost what the hell was his name? That quarterback they had, Crum, or
Yeah.
I think it was Crum.
Yeah, dude, Kent State hasn't been good since like we were in college.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Kent State has been dog water since then. Like Akron has at least won a couple of games. I think Akron been to a bowl game in that time period.
Yeah.
But Kent
Yeah.
State has just been absolute dog water.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as you lost your coach to go be a OC for a year at Colorado, and then he dips out, and I think he's with like who? I think he's with like San Jose State or something like that. I forget what his fucking name was. Why can't I think of it? Kent State's head coaches football. I just want to see. I mean, it's currently Kenny Burns. I know that. Damn, dude. Do you know the pay for Kent State's head coach is almost $500,000 or like a little over $500,000
Really?
for in 23 and 24.
Oh my god. Yeah, I would get paid $500,000 to coach Kent State.
Yeah. Yeah, because you can look those up too on their registry. I just want to see.
I miss Terry Bowden.
Yeah.
For the University
Sean
of
Lewis.
Akron.
Sean Lewis was his name. Sean Lewis. And I got to talk to him a few times. I went to their spring game back in, I think it was 2019. And that was a lot of fun to watch because that's when they had some really like explosive players. And it was just a lot of fun to be around. But that team had like a lot of seniors that were really solid. And that's why they contended for a bowl game sometime around that time. But after Sean Lewis left, because Sean Lewis came from, I want to say it was Syracuse. He was a head coach at Syracuse before he came to Kent State, or something like that. Or he could have been a OC. I don't know what it was, but he was a coach for Syracuse, and then he comes into Kent State, completely changes that program. They did great for quite a few years. They were one of the highest ranking offenses in the entire college football. Like they were throwing 50s all day long, and then he leaves, and now they're back in the gutter. And Kent State's probably going to be in the gutter for a while. But yeah, like a team like Rutgers should be joining the MAC. Because then they'd have a chance to actually like contend and like get some better recruits within that smaller recruiting time. But yeah, we'll see how the Big Ten kind of tries to operate that. Easy dump pass to Henderson, maybe 6 yards. How do you think about Will Howard so far?
I like him. I think he's been good. I
Yeah.
mean, he's definitely a massive upgrade than what we had in Cal McCord, for sure.
He definitely fits the offense better.
Yeah.
And the guys on 92.3 The Fan were trying to talk about this. I think it was Phelps, and it wasn't Andy because Andy wasn't in that day. But they were talking about how, it was the Joe Burrow thing where, Joe Burrow came here and then he left for, LSU. And it wasn't because he was a bad quarterback. He just didn't fit Urban Meyer's system that guys like Barrett and Fields would do.
Yeah,
and that's the only reason Burrow didn't work here. Other than that, like if this was like Jim Tressel ball, Burrow might have done better. Or even in the 90s, Burrow would have been especially then, because I think it mattered more to get a guy that was from Ohio or like had those
Ohio trades.
Yeah.
Oh shit, we have a
display for you.
Oh shit, look at this.
We got somebody? Oh, hey, it's
Yeah, Luca Zito. Yo,
It's
what's
my
going on,
brother.
Luca?
What's
Oh,
up, buddy?
okay.
Yeah, it's my brother. All right.
Yeah, I was saying, like, I know
He'll
that name from
probably
somewhere.
Luca, get your buddies to come in here. Let's talk shit for a little bit.
Yeah, get your buddies in here. Let's talk shit.
We're on Twitch as well, so we're not just on
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah, we're on YouTube. Yeah, if they don't have YouTube, tell them to go on Twitch. We have Twitch. Hit them with that Twitch Prime shit or something.
But yeah, like Will Howard, it's funny because it's not like Will Howard is bad.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you what, after this year, I'm really curious to see who's going to be the quarterback. Like, is it going to be Julian or is it going to be Air Nolan?
Yeah.
Because either one is going to add to this team even more because Nolan can still air it out. But Julian, but Julian is a much better thrower. And so I'm really curious to see what route they go because they're going to go one route and then the QB that didn't get chosen is probably going to go a different route.
Yeah, and you still have Devin Brown too.
Yeah,
Devin Brown's a dog.
I
like Devin Brown.
He's a step below Will Howard, but he's pretty much the same player.
Well, I think he's a better runner than Will Howard is.
Yeah, but I don't know. Will Howard's pretty freaking fast.
Yeah. Oh, good ball.
Yeah. Again,
17 yards to Jeremiah Smith.
Yeah. And I'm really glad that Ibuka came back this year because I think he needed it, and I think it's going to help him sort of.
His draft stock will rise.
Yeah, it will, and like he didn't have to compete with Harrison because he knew Harrison was going to be the guy. Like, and like Ibuka is still going to be a top like 2-round pick. So like, I expect Ibuka to be like early 2nd round. Depending on how the draft falls, but like I can also see him going late first. But like
I was gonna say,
like the Browns,
like a late first,
a team like the Browns could really sweep in. Which I might as well get into that theory because I know we've talked a little bit on the podcast about like what we want them to do, like what's their route to go, and I've actually fully convinced myself I don't think we should go for a quarterback in the draft this year. I think we should load the fuck up on the talent. Because there is so much talent in the running back pool, the receiver pool. We need DNs to pair up with Miles. Like, you need some more help. Use this year. Load up on talent. Keep a guy like Winston and see if you can stay afloat. And then you go for a guy like Arch Manning next year.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say, like, because if you end up tanking this year or getting, like, a top 5 pick at least, I would say you could go after like a talented receiver, like I mentioned in the pod, Travis Hunter from Colorado. He's an elite wide receiver. I think he would definitely help the QB a lot more. You'll have a young guy who could be a future wide receiver 1 for you. If you decide to offload on like your Jerry Jeudy or
you could go OT.
Yeah, or you can go OT. You can get the best offensive tackle. Just start building
DN. It's just wherever we're going to fall. And it really depends on how we want to end this season. Like, if you really want to tank and go for a top 5 pick, then sure, you put yourself in that pool. But, let's say the Browns still win another 3 or 4 games because we can. And we still have a lot of division games left, which is what's going to really help us or hurt us there.
I truly believe the offensive tackle route would be the way to go. Just because you need to start getting younger in that position because I think that's the oldest position you have is –
you got to offload guys like Conklin. Like,
all those guys
Petonio's on his last leg. I think Petonio's done after this year personally, and even Teller is probably going to be a guy that you're probably not going to see this next year.
Well, yeah, all those guys in their early to mid-30s too, and it might be easy just to offload them as Will Howard gets the first down here on the 4th and 1 because they marked Jeremiah Smith short of the first down. His knee was down just a yard short. So Will Howard looks like he gets stopped.
He barely made it.
He extends. It's right there where he extends the football a little bit and gets over the line. I think you have to build offensive tackle. Back because that's a position where you need to get younger. I mean, you have essentially just one guy, and that's DeJuan Jones, and the others you're probably going to end up getting rid of. I mean, you could keep like Ethan Post
as well is going to be gone.
Yeah, because you could keep Ethan Pocic,
but even then you have Weipler.
Yeah, and you have Luke Whippler, who's who's again a younger talent, more probably talented center.
Yeah, he's just been hurt.
He's just been hurt. So, I mean, you could build around DeJuan Jones and Luke Whippler.
And you can go after more free, for like
Yeah,
free agent guys if you really want to. It's just we have to cut a lot of cap. There's a lot of cap that we
and a lot of
need
that
to
cap
cut.
and all of that cap is your O line.
Yeah, a majority of it. I mean,
The
the
majority of your cap-
the Conklin deal was terrible. I was talking to my barber last night, and I was like, "Dog, that Conklin deal is the
Conklin
worst
deal
one we
is
could have made."
Awful.
And that's dude. That's a freaking Barry move.
Yeah,
Like Barry's got to be held accountable for that. I'm telling you, I think Barry's going to be the guy that gets scapegoated along with D and Podesta because fuck that dude. I don't even think he's. I think he's so worthless in our journey, and we finally gave him a chance to like draft and like do some things, and he still hasn't done shit. So I'm just over the like analytical shit. Get back to football knowledge. Like get back to guys that just know ball.
Yeah,
please.
Yeah, the analytical shit's just dumb. I'd rather have a guy who knows ball than a guy who's like, oh, I'm on a computer and my stats tell me this, and it's like the guy sucks.
It's like I want a guy that has knowledge scouting. It has knowledge with football scouting, not just numbers.
Not has his computer do all the work. Yeah.
Will Howard's just running the shit out of the ball today. I'm cool with it.
Nice 12-yard gain, yeah. I'm happy with it. Will Howard's a stud. He's got 24 yards and a touchdown rushing.
Well, and what's awesome about this Ohio State team, especially for next year, is like, yeah, we're gonna lose these running backs, and we're gonna lose Howard, and we're gonna lose Gabe Jackson.
Well, Junkins is a rookie, or not rookie. He's a freshman, isn't he?
No.
I thought Junkins was. Or he's a junior.
Yeah, I mean he's gone.
I'll say someone else.
I think Travion is like a fifth year or like literally a senior this year.
Yeah, I think he's a
Ibuka's a senior. But other than that, like Tate is going to be I think he's going to be a junior next year. I think is a freshman. Obviously Jeremiah Smith's a freshman. Like out of that receiver room, you're really only losing Ibuka. Like nobody else is going to come out. And there's no reason for them to. So like they're still gonna have guys, and like every year, Ohio State will lose like 10 guys to the draft, and then they still compete in our top 4. So they produce well, and I know Ohio State is gonna get better at tackle here in a few years because I'm trying to convince. Or I'm trying to get Luca to convince his buddy who plays for Hoban, who just beat Lake last night, actually by a touchdown. Apparently, it was a pretty good game. But so this kid is an offensive tackle, Sam. Shout out Sam. He's a big boy. This kid is I think he's like 6'8" or 6'9" as a junior.
My God, damn.
And I think he's around like 2. I don't think he's quite 300.
300 just yet.
I don't think he is. I think he's probably like 270s or 280s maybe, but he's still 6'9". And I think Lucas said he's not done growing. Like he could very well get to like a 6'10" or something, which as an offensive tackle, that's absurd. And even just in football, that's absurd. That's a lot of weight you're going to carry around.
Get that kid to lose some weight, do some agilities, and let him be a receiver. Holy fuck!
Yeah, he's not even he's not fat like really at all.
Just kind of like a big.
He's always been a big kid. He's been over 6 foot since he was like fucking like 10 or 11 years old from the time that I remember him. And his brother was pretty freaking good too. Like he was like he's not as tall. I think he's getting ready to play for like Air Force or Army or something as a walk-on, but he was more athletic.
Yeah.
Where Sam, he was always a little more like flat-footed. So I hope that his athleticism has gotten a little better, but he's smooth. He's like Jokic. Like he looks like he's slow, but he's just so smooth, and he just plays solid. And last year he broke his leg and he couldn't play for most of his sophomore year. but this year I think he's played pretty well. But he's getting offers everywhere.
Oh, I bet.
Everywhere.
I bet, dude.
And I think he was at the Ohio State Penn State game last week. And I know he's been like actually like shook hands with Ryan Day and stuff. So like he's met these guys.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, on these God's visits, and I'm like, motherfucker, you better go to Ohio State. Like, if you have a chance to have a full ride at Ohio State, you got to take it, regardless. Like, especially as an Ohio boy, like you got to take it because he's still gonna get the production that he's gonna need to like go to the league if he's good enough. And like at that size, like, dude, you can't waste that at all. you just can't. So. I'm excited to see what that kid will do. I mean, he still has one more year at Hoban, which is insane.
Yeah.
But I know they won the basketball state title when he was a freshman, and he was like a big contributor to that too. So like even as a freshman, he was balling out in basketball because he's always been a basketball kid first. It's really only been the last few years he's been more of a football guy.
Yeah.
So
that's crazy, dude.
Pretty insane. What you sent me. Literally.
Yeah, I was gonna put it up here because I just found it funny.
Yeah.
You guys always think you're better than me. You should AO Central chance for right number 2 to
because we are.
Yeah, I can't stand fucking.
Even though I will say Ohio State fans are definitely more annoying than Browns fans.
Oh, 1,000%.
Definitely more. Because like I mean, we've both been fans of these teams for years. So like we are able to say that.
Absolutely.
It's bad. Like it's really, really bad.
I'm just kind of excited we have a bye week tomorrow.
Right.
I don't have to deal with all this stupid ass nonsense.
Right. Yeah, this is interesting. But yeah, so far, I mean, it's just been sort of a slow game. I mean, Ohio State obviously just scored. This is how this game's going to go. But again, we didn't really expect this game to be anything crazy. This is more of just like a test to see, who comes through, and we're really just starting to get into the flow of doing these streams a little more, especially for these Browns games. Just wish the Browns were better. Like if they were better this year, doing all of this would be hype as hell. It would be so hype.
Absolutely, dude.
Yeah, hear me out. But I mean, I guess since we have a little bit of a break here, the Cavs.
Oh my god, dude! The Cavs are 41-point lead at halftime. What?
I mean, what else can you say about this team?
What the fuck was JB doing for the last 5 years?
Dude, I honestly think he was self-sabotaging us at this point.
Yeah, no shit, dude. Because like, looking at this team now, we're unbeatable. We're unstoppable. We're winning games by 20+ points per game.
Yeah.
And I literally was just on Twitter and I saw that the Cavs have not had the same consecutive top scorer at all this season. It's always been a mix of different guys. And I mean, the transformation of Darius Garland from last year to this year is immense. And I think it was someone last night, I want to say it was like Sam Merrill or someone else. They mentioned they're like what's been like the key to like the Darius Garland like being like the old self again, whatever. And he's like, it was the coaching staff. Yeah. And also too, they mentioned that Darius Garland should probably be the starting point guard in the All-Star game.
Yeah, I mean, at this rate, yeah. I mean, especially for the East. I mean, who else is playing better than him?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think anyone's playing better than him.
And but I think it's more so of unlocking Evan Mobley.
Yeah. Easily. I also saw, I think it was NBA on ESPN. They posted who's stopping this team right now. And then they showed the Cavs score at halftime. And of course, all the Celtics fans came in. The Celtics, and I'm
It's
like,
like, didn't you guys just lose to Golden State the other night?
I was like, you guys just lost to Golden State like 2 nights ago.
Yeah.
Like you
What do
guys,
you mean?
and you guys got decimated by the Celtics. I mean, they
I
lost
hate
by.
Boston fans.
I think they lost by like 10 to.
Yeah.
And it's like
I hate Boston fans so much.
they think they're just better than everyone.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, they're like, oh well, it's because Kristaps Porzingis is injured. Like he's injured every year.
Yeah.
Like
It's literally been his story forever.
Like I feel bad for him because he was an insane player that was severely underrated, but he's always injured. He's never going to be healthy ever.
No.
And it's like, do you really think fucking Al Horford's going to stop Evan Mobley and Jared Allen?
Literally a damn near 40-year-old power forward, not even an actual center in this league, is going to stop the likes of Jared Allen and Mobley.
And then even if
playing at an elite level,
even if Kristaps Porzingis is back in time to play the Cavs in the playoffs or whatever, Kristaps Porzingis is slow due to his injuries. He's slow. Evan Mobley and Jared Allen are 10 times faster than Porzingis, and with how fast our offensive plays, we're literally just driving down the court as fast as possible, and Porzingis is just gonna get blown right past. Porzingis will be taken out of the play.
Yeah.
So it's not going to matter. You can't rely on Jason Tatum to score 30 a night to save you.
Oh, no, you can't. But I do want to go over the box score here real quick. So Dean Wade was back last night, but he did not start. So obviously, Okoro got to start at small forward. And out of the starting lineup, Donovan scored the least amount of points. He only scored 12 points.
Yeah.
He didn't really shoot the ball that well, but he didn't have to. Like he was able to just kind of just sit back and chill.
And that's the nice thing about this is like Donovan Mitchell can just chill. He doesn't have to worry about scoring 30 a night to keep the Cavs in games.
But here's the thing: during those games, like when we do face Boston, I guarantee he's going to come out really fast.
Yeah,
it sort of start the pace for the game.
Yeah, but, for sure.
I mean, you had Evan Mobley, 7 of 12 from the field. 23 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Didn't really do anything crazy there, obviously. Okoro, 6 of 10 in 27 minutes, 4 of 6 from 3. We kind of said this on the last podcast episode, how he's shooting a little over like 50%, I think, or like 52% from 3. 4 of 6 last night. Dude, I mean, you're obviously not going to get that from him every night, but him drilling a couple threes a night, he's doing his job because he's also an outstanding defender.
Yeah.
And he's super athletic. So you had him, 16 points. Jared Allen was 5 of 7, 13 points, 12 ribbies, and he still had 3 assists. Darius Garland was the high man last night, 9 of 17, 6 of 11 for 3. So that's literally what Kenny has wanted from him is he's like, listen, I want 10 threes from you a night. Literally.
Yeah.
But 27 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists still. Like he was still producing really great there. And Donovan, again, only had 12, but he had, 5 ribbies, 4 assists, 2 of 7 from 3. He had Dean Wade, 1 of 1 from 3. That was his only point, but 6 rebounds, 2 assists there. Tyson didn't do anything. Niang had a couple of shots. I think he had a 3. LeVert only had 8 points, but he had 4 assists off the bench, 2 of 3 from 3. And then you have the likes of Ty Jerome, who has been the most underrated player on this team by far. I mean, we know it, but the league has not seen him in full effect. This kid came out ready for blood against his former team because 7 of 8 from the field, 3 of 3 from 3, including a little spree there in the second quarter, I think, where I think he hit all 3 of his threes in that quarter. 20 points off the bench, 3 assists as well. Sam Merrill hit a 3. Porter scored a point. But these guys, this is how these nights go. And, different guys will be the high man. Like, Donovan's going to have his nights. Mobley's going to have his nights. Jared Allen will have his nights. And Garland will have his nights.
and you're guaranteed to get LeVert to get around like 10 points a night for the most part. But everybody is just fucking playing outstanding. And it's because Kenny Atkinson has just been able to unlock this team and their full effects. And it really does make you wonder, like, what the hell is JB doing?
Yeah, dude, the bench has been phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we get that's where we struggled a lot last year, was the bench scoring. Our bench could not score to save their fucking life last year.
Yeah.
And they were getting played a lot because, Allen and Mobley and Garland and Mitchell were all playing almost 40 minutes per night.
Yeah.
Now we're seeing them play 25 to 28 minutes per night. And we're seeing a lot more of the bench. And the bench is doing their jobs. They're keeping leads. They're scoring. I mean, Karis LeVert's averaging like 14 a night off the bench. And Ty Jerome is also averaging like 12 a night off the bench. But he's also just being a great facilitator. He's being a great defender.
Right.
Ty Jerome and Karis LeVert are easily one of the two best bench players in the league right now.
Right.
And when you're looking at this Cavs team, that's got to be the scary thing when you look at the roster and you're like, damn, not only is their starting five just been really good, their bench has also been unstoppable too.
Right.
And it's allowing for more rest for Mitchell. It's allowing more rest for Garland. It's allowing them to come back into the game more refreshed and being able to continue to pound the basketball down the court and play aggressively on defense and stuff because they're not gassed anymore.
Yeah.
And that's the problem with JB, is that we just continue to get gassed because we're playing 40 minutes a night.
Yeah.
And the boys are just tired. They can't, and when you're tired, you can't hit shots. You can't even hit the rim.
No.
And now these boys are draining everything. They're getting off the court, and we're winning games by 20 points.
Yeah.
We're scoring an average of 124 a night.
Yeah.
And we have yet to score under a 110. In fact, the Cavs are the first team in NBA history to be 10-0 or 9-0. Or is it 10-0 now? Yes, 10-0.
Yeah, 10-0. 10-0.
The Cavs are the first team in NBA history to be 10-0 while averaging, or while scoring over 110 points a game.
Yeah.
Because the other teams that started undefeated, I think we're the first 10-0 team in NBA history too.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely might be, but like we're doing stuff that the LeBron era couldn't even fathom to get to.
We're doing stuff that not even the Golden State era could fathom.
Yeah.
And the Golden State era is probably better than the Cavs LeBron era.
And we're beating pretty good teams. Like it's not like we've really had a lot of floppy teams. Like we beat the Knicks. The Knicks we're supposed to be the top team in the East.
Yeah.
Like Boston's really the only team that we haven't really faced yet that I'm excited to play here soon, which I know we are getting ready to. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'm just excited to see what this freaking team can do.
Yeah, let me take a look at the Cavs upcoming game, because we play the Nets tonight, then we played the Bulls on Monday, then we play the Sixers on Wednesday, which the Sixers have been awful.
Right.
And then we play the Bulls again on next Friday, but that's the start of the NBA Cup.
Right.
And then, yeah, towards the middle of the month, we play the Celtics, but again, it's the NBA Cup.
Yeah.
But we start playing. We don't play the Celtics until December 1st in the actual NBA.
Right.
And then after that, we start playing the Nuggets, the Hornets, the Bucks again, the Jazz, the Nuggets twice.
Yep.
Golden State. So that's when our real competition starts to kind of begin. I mean, but we beat the Bucks twice.
Mm-hmm.
And the Bucks are supposed to be really good.
And now the Bucks are talking about doing trades. So
the Bucks
ready for them to blow it up.
Well, the Bucks are also 2-7.
Yeah. I mean,
they're in the bottom of the Eastern Conference. I mean, the only team better than or worse than them is Philadelphia at 1-7.
It's proving Doc Rivers is not a good coach.
And we said that for a while.
We said that last year when they hired him. After the Bucks started the year, was it 33-11 or something nuts?
Yeah, they had the best record in basketball.
They still fired that dude
for no reason.
Insane.
And that dude also won them a championship a couple of years back.
Yeah.
Like, why would you fire that coach? Like, are you just that dumb?
Yeah, I don't know. That Milwaukee's hilarious.
I bet you Giannis gets out of there.
Well,
I
the
think
funny
he
thing
wants
is,
somewhere else.
like, comparing the Eastern Conference to the Western Conference, the Western Conference have 11 teams above 500.
Yeah.
Because even the Sacramento Kings are 5-4, but they're also they're tied with up until the Lakers, who are in 7th. So at 5-4. Meanwhile, in the East, it's Cavs 10-0, Boston 8-2, then New York in 3rd at 4-4. It's just a massive drop off after the Celtics. Because then New York's 4-4, Charlotte's 4-5, Indiana, the Pacers are 4-5, Brooklyn's 4-5, Detroit's 4-6, Orlando's 4-6, Atlanta's 4-6, Miami's 3-5.
Right.
Like, the East is trash. And honestly, the Cavs could probably just run through the East like nobody's business now.
Yeah.
Like, the East just runs through the Cavs.
It's going to again.
but looking at the Western Conference, you have Phoenix 8-1, OKC 8-1, Golden State 7-2, Minnesota 6-3, Denver 6-3, Memphis 6-4. From the Lakers in 7th place to the Sacramento Kings out of the playoffs, 5-4. San Antonio's 1 game under 500 at 4-5. Portland's 3-7. New Orleans is 3-7, and Utah's 1-7. So the Western Conference is right now a lot better than the East. And it seems like the only team that can compete with the Western Conference teams right now is the Cavs. Because we just decimated their second best team in the West in Golden State, and we beat them by 20.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of fans were like, oh, well, the OKC could stop the Cavs. Oh, Golden State could probably stop the Cavs. And that was the Golden State fans the other night.
Yeah.
Being overly confident. You're not, like, as of right now, the way we're playing, nobody's stopping us. And now the talk is, can the Cavs break the Golden State Warriors record this year?
Yeah.
And beat the 73-9 record?
Yeah.
Like, can it be done? And I think this is a Cavs team to do so.
Yeah.
Is that a FaceTime call?
Yeah, literally. That's fine. It's just my boy Bert. Actually, here, I'm gonna answer it. Yo, what? Oh, what's up? Cause I'm on live stream. I'm live streaming with Drew for the podcast. Yeah. Yeah, you fucking idiot. Yeah, no. Oh, okay. What are you on today? Okay, that should be too bad. I think that was the one you did with Vic the one time, right? Yeah, okay. Dude, I literally got a coffee today at like 9:30, and I was like, it's gonna be nice of the fact that I don't have to go to work today at all. Yes, you do. But you know what? You're still gonna make more money than me, and you're about to buy a house, so fuck you. Right?
I know. Yeah, eventually it'll just take you 10 years. Yeah, later, man. Safe. Yeah, he was just calling me. He's like, "So, how does it feel to have a Saturday off for the first time in like 6 months?" And I was like, "Oh, it feels great. I got to start my day off with having coffee and a sandwich from Dunkin' and not have to worry about going into work in a few hours."
Yeah.
God, I'm getting up earlier in the day. Like I think I got up around like 9 or 9:30. But on Monday, I'm gonna have to get up at like probably like 6 or 6:30.
Oh yeah, because you start Monday.
7:30. Yes, sir. Yes, I do. It's gonna be so nice.
And now
I
you
know
can
it.
actually watch the Browns and Ohio State games without being at work and trying to keep up with it.
Oh, yeah.
And trying to keep up with it.
Yeah, dude. Like, I mean, because like I could still enjoy Thursday night games because I had Thursday off, but
Well,
now I'm
yeah.
really going to be able to enjoy them because I'll still be off just after work. It'll be great. But yeah,
And we can do a podcast on different days now. We don't have to worry about doing them every Thursday. And
yeah. I mean, honestly, we might even switch up like the days that we put one up.
Yeah.
So instead of it being on like a Friday, we'll do it on like a different day or whatever. We can literally do it like earlier in the week, so that way it's like a little more, after the game. It's not like almost a whole fucking week after the game that we're talking about it. But again, we'll also be doing this shit too. So it's like you'll have an actual like recorded episode, which is, I mean, this is how we record the videos anyway. But and then we'll obviously do this. I'm gonna get back into the TikTok shit, like I said. I definitely want to start taking clips of like the podcast and stuff.
Yeah, we'll have to try out that. We'll have to try out that one thing I sent to you a while back.
Yeah,
the one that like
Opus
the one
clip.
that it clips like all the episodes. It clips like the entire episode for you. It gives you like 10 clips that could potentially go viral or whatever.
Yeah,
and then you just put those up or whatever.
Yes, sir.
I think it like you could do it for free, but I think you could like do it like 5 times or something.
Right.
But I think it's like the paid version is only like $4 or something.
Yeah. I mean, I would do that in a heartbeat. It'd be so easy.
And
I know I got pissed too, so they better get to this freaking halftime here soon.
I know.
So I take a potty break.
So do I. That's the hard thing about streaming for almost 4 hours is that you got to take frequent potty breaks, and
that's fine.
I mean, we got halftime. I'll stay here and chat with the chat if they start chatting, but
yeah,
I'll hang out with the boys, talk a little something. Then once you get back, I'll dip out and go use the restroom.
All right.
Because mine might be more than a piss.
Yeah, for real.
I just had brunch before we started this, and it might be time.
Oh, yeah, that's a pretty big run. Let's see if Ohio State can get a field goal here. I mean, there's a minute and a half to go.
Yeah.
They just got a nice little first down burst from Henderson.
Maybe even a tutty.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even a tutty.
This is a chance to throw a deep shot here.
Yeah, this is a chance to go deep.
And look at that. He's trying to. Okay, overthrew him a little bit. Could have been a holding call there, though. I mean, there's a lot of contact, but they let it go. But I do like the play to take a shot, especially off the first down. After a big play like that, you might as well. Because then if you miss like this, then you don't run a lot of time off the clock.
Yeah.
And you at least get a chance for the clock to stop so you can kind of get into a better formation. All right, so Jeremiah Smith's up top, Tate's on the bottom, Ibuka in the slot. They went back to Smith again. Played the sidelines. We're good. It really is insane how just good this kid is.
Oh, absolutely.
He's 18 years old, dude. Like
18.
He's the same age as my brother.
Kid, yeah.
Get Henderson off the field. Hurry up. Come on.
Jeez. Well, your brother is graduating, isn't he?
Yeah, this year. Yeah. He would have played football for Lake this year if he wasn't hurt, but he also didn't really enjoy certain things about the team. That's all I'll say because I don't want to get him in trouble or anything. But
yeah.
He just didn't enjoy it.
Trouble. Yeah,
and his hip like he injured his hip last year during the season, so he didn't even really get to play for his junior year as well.
That's unfortunate.
But even when he was playing like earlier in the year, they weren't playing him.
No, I don't remember. Did he play other sports besides football?
He's played a little bit of basketball. He's played like he wrestled.
Okay.
He does track and field as well.
No college offers.
I think that's the center. Is it not? Or no, that's one of our tackles,
I think that's one of the tackles. Yeah, it looked like he got blown up, and that's what caused the sack.
Okay, yeah, it's our guard, which Gabe Jackson is usually our guard, so that's interesting. Okay. Oh, that probably hurt quite a bit. He just got his fucking knee blew out right there.
Yeah. And that looks like the one he has the brace on too.
I mean, those guys have braces on for each one, which is smart. Each of those braces is like expensive as shit.
Oh, absolutely, dude. They're fucking expensive. They're hella expensive. Yeah, make sure he can move.
He's like, you guys are gonna have to help me get up because this hurts. Luckily, it's almost halftime, so he'll be able to just sit for a minute. He's probably gonna be fine. It probably just fucking hurt to get your knee blown up like that. Just kind of hyperextended. Like he just kind of hyper extended it a little bit, but I think he'll be all right.
Well, he's walking fine. He'll make a trip to the locker room, meet the boys in there at halftime.
Yeah, get a shot in there and then get back out there.
get some pay. You know what's funny? I don't know, like if a lot of people watch this soccer, obviously as much as I do, but when a player gets down and injured, and if they like signal for the training staff to come on, they have this spray, and they just spray wherever you're injured. They spray you, and the spray is a numbing spray. And I've had one in college, and that thing is magical because like I would like twist my ankle or something, and I'd be like, "Fuck my ankle," and they'd come out. They'd be like, "All right, here you go." They sprayed my ankle. They'd feel that shit for the rest of the game.
Man, I mean, you feel that in high school.
I mean, you'd feel it later.
Right.
But you feel it later, but
listen.
But
I
helped you for the rest of the game.
Yeah, like I can handle feeling it afterwards because I've rolled my ankle so many times. I feel like the cartilage in it and just the scar tissue is all screwed up. So like having that in football when I was in high school would have been sick. And it's Jeremiah touchdown. Wow, that was a really good drive. Like I think they had like a little over a minute and a half to score that, and they still got 27 seconds left on the board.
I told you it'd be tutty.
Yeah. Did we? I don't think we started with the ball, did we?
No, they started with the ball. So we get the ball after half.
Oh my god, that's even better. Like a little 2-for-1er.
Yeah, I also made a bet for college football today.
Yeah. I really wish we had player props.
I told you, man, use Fliff. Fliff has player props, even in Ohio.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll have to do it.
But I made a 3-leg parlay today for college football. If anyone wants to tail this, I have the Iowa State money line. And then I have which is a 3:30 game. I have LSU and Alabama. I have LSU plus 3.5 alternate spread. And then the last game is the 10 p.m. game between BYU and Utah, and I have the BYU minus 2.5 spread.
Yep.
Plus 469. So
okay.
pretty good odds. Plus 469 odds. Almost plus 500 odds. And
I actually hit on a small bet after the Thursday night game too. I didn't even. Yeah. And it was a live bet too. So I had like a 6-leg parlay that I had put in, and I hit on a few of them. So I had like a $2.09 cash out, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna cash out now because I don't think this is gonna hit. So I cashed out, and then I made a 4-legger, which I had. It was Derrick Henry 60 yards. I think it was Joe Burrow 2 touchdowns. 3 plus touchdowns. Lamar Jackson 2+ passing, and then Mark Andrews to have a anytime. That hit. So it was like a $2 bet I hit for like $42. So that was fun.
Absolutely.
I had one yesterday for the Cavs game, and only like half of them hit, but man, I was really, really close. But yeah, okay. So yeah, the one that I had pulled out of. That I cashed out of. I had Joe Burrow going for 2+ passing touchdowns. Lamar going for 225. Gesicki was the one that screwed me on that, and same with Zay. I had Gesicki going for 60+ yards, and I had Zay going for 70+ yards. Neither of them hit that, so I was like, I'm cashing out. Jamar Chase, though, I had him as a 100+ yard game, and he had a 260 yard game, I think. So. Just imagining if you would have said, hey, he's going to have a 200+ yard game and just put like $10 on that, you probably would have won a lot of money on that.
Probably, yeah.
Because he went nuclear the last time they played the Ravens, so it's honestly not a surprise that he did again. It really isn't.
Yeah. we'll have to start posting these bets on like TikTok and stuff too, and
yeah,
just for more added content. Looks like the guy who got injured looks fine. He's sitting on the bench laughing, chit chatting. So it looks like he's doing well. He's fine, and that should be the last play of the half. And yep, Purdue's not going to call a timeout. They're just going to let the clock run down, and it's halftime.
Sweet.
So if you want to go do your thing real quick.
Oh yeah, it's time. It's
and then
time
I'll go do my thing after you get back.
All right, sounds good. Solid little half by the Ohio State Buckeyes, though.
Oh, absolutely. All right. Boys going to halftime. I do want to say thank you guys. If you guys do come in, chime into the chat. Be sure you guys give us a follow on everything, whether it's YouTube, Spotify, where our podcast episodes come out. And then please follow us on Twitter or X, Just BS and Pod. Follow us on TikTok at Just BS and Pod. Me and Zach have been posting on TikTok now. I made a few videos. Zach just made one for the live stream. We had a couple of videos on the TikTok get over a few thousand views. So if you have watched the TikToks, appreciate that. Again, please go drop a follow. We can go live on TikTok as well, but for TikTok, you do need 1,000 followers to go live. So maybe once we hit that 1,000 followers, while we go live here on YouTube and Twitch, we can also go live on TikTok if you guys get us to the 1,000 followers. And, we could have one of us have our phones be live on TikTok as well, just as a third option to go live. So, yeah, be sure you guys go follow on everything.
Fun part about this is there's a bathroom literally right here. I just didn't want you guys to hear my piss stream on the stream. So I was like, I'm going to go to my other bathroom.
I just thank the people if they come in, make comments and stuff. I told them to follow everything.
Nice.
I told them to get us to 1,000 followers on TikTok so we could go live on TikTok as well.
Yes.
Because I said we could go live because at that point we could go live on YouTube and Twitch. And I don't think StreamYard has an option to go live on TikTok, but we could have one of our phones also be live on TikTok as well.
Right.
So we can get more viewers on TikTok as well. Just to have that added third option.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I told them to go follow us on everything at Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, everything.
Oh, yeah.
Listen to the pod, plug in our shit. We also have our personal Instagrams or our personal Twitter pages underneath our names. So if you guys want to go follow us individually as well.
Yes, sir.
We have our individual names underneath our names here on Twitch and YouTube. So
I just saw a random stat here. The best 3-point percentage difference so far this season compared to last season. Karis LeVert is shooting 10% better at 3 than he was last year.
Oh wow!
Like, I mean, there's obviously better ones. He's 10th.
Well, he's getting more open looks.
Yeah. Alex Caruso is the highest. His is 24.1%.
Cav, bring him on a Cav.
Well, that's why OKC has been so well. But even Anthony Davis
is on OKC now.
Yeah.
I thought it was still in Chicago.
Well, yeah, he got traded last year. I forget who it was that they traded, but yeah, they traded for him. But Anthony Davis is top 3. He's at 16.9% better. Wow. Let's see. Naz Reid is up 12%, and he was already pretty solid. Like
Naz Reid,
that's an interesting stat.
That is. All right, I'll be back.
Yep.
I'm going to do my duty too. All right.
Oh man. Now it's just you and me, chat, for a little bit. I'm not going to say anything out of pocket. but you guys might as well just get to know me a little bit because I'm a goofball. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm actually really excited to start doing this a lot more. Like I really want to hammer out some content for y'all, and really for us. Like I really just want this thing to start growing. And we've been doing a little bit better on YouTube. So anybody that does see this either during the last year now, or if you see the playback on YouTube afterwards, thank you guys for all the love that you guys do give us. Like the views are continuing to go up. I just have to do a better job of posting out the podcast, which the new episode is actually live. It went live yesterday. We just didn't tweet it out because I was running around doing some errands and stuff. And for those of you that don't know, I'm usually the one that posts everything when it comes to Twitter, YouTube, and then Drew usually handles the Spotify upload and stuff. So we kind of both do things, but yeah, I just always forget to tweet it out because I'm just an idiot. So that's what it is. And don't mind me too. Listen, hot take. Actually, probably not really a hot take. You can't tell me that Uncrustables are not the greatest snack of all time. Like, please. Name me a better snack in the entire world than Uncrustables. I'll wait. Give me something. Because I'm telling you right now, there's nothing better than a Uncrustable fresh out of the freezer. Something nice and frozen. I know you agree, Andrew. But I'm saying this shit's just gas. It's so good. And if you're one of those people that likes to heat it up, then cool, heat it up. But me, I like it fresh out of the freezer or fresh out of the fridge because the jelly's, a little bit cool. But the peanut butter's a little harder. So it's not ooey gooey. I don't really care if it's ooey gooey. I used to hammer these at my other job because you're going the whole day. I mean, you start your day at 2:30. You're done anywhere from midnight to 2 a.m. most nights. So you got to eat something throughout the day to keep your body going. I mean, you're getting 20 to 25,000 steps on a good day, 30 on a really bad day, and so you got to fuel your body up a little bit. So we would go to Sheets, man. You get a couple Powerades, you get a couple of these or some jerky, whatever the hell you wanted. And that's how you would fuel up. And you would try to space out your caffeine and take a little bit. It was very interesting. So I'm glad I don't have to do that. Obviously lost some weight when I was there too, because I'm, again, 20,000+ steps. Like, do the math on that, guys. I think that's like 7 or 8 miles a day. I think. I'm not good at math, so don't quote me. But I know it's a lot of miles a day to walk. So, of course, you're going to naturally start to lose weight. But I've been stuck at 225 for probably the last 2 months because of the fact that when I get home, I don't have a lot of time to make food or anything. So I'm getting Sheets. Sheets was the main course of my diet for the last 6 to 8 months, which is not good. So I'm excited to actually cook again. My God. Enjoy real food. Hopefully this will hold me over until I eat dinner later. See what's going on Twitter. Now, I'm not going to show you guys my Twitter because there's some cool things about my Twitter. And then there's some not so great things about my Twitter.
So to avoid seeing any of that, we're just going to avoid that. We're going to avoid that for sure. Stipe. Oh, I hope Stipe doesn't lose his last fight. I really don't. Like, I felt bad when he lost to Ngannou. But, like, Ngannou was just such a scary human being. John Jones is even scarier, if I'm going to be really honest with you. So, hopefully Stipe's ready. Sorry, guys. I got to eat. Let's not like we're missing anything here. I'm glad I actually loaded up on drinks before we started. Then I don't have to leave again. I just got a fresh Fresca. Although Fresca out of the can, 10 times better than out of the bottle. I don't know why. It's crispier. It's not quite as carbonated, in my opinion. Because don't get me wrong, guys, I love Fresca. It's my favorite drink of all time. You can ask anybody. I always say Fresca is my favorite drink. Out of the can, it's elite level difference. But I got the bottles because I couldn't find the cans the one day I got them, which was sometime last week. So when I went yesterday to get more, I was like, oh, thank God they got cans. I got to get a pack. But man, I've been finding some zero sugar finds lately, man. Oh my goodness. And listen, if you're like me, you're a pot drinker, finding the zero sugar or even the diet versions of those, it's such a key way of trying to lose weight. It really is. Because it's so hard to lose weight when you're drinking a Coke or, you have 3 or 4 Cokes throughout a day. That's almost 1,000 calories alone and drinks. And then you add the sugar, the sodium, all that shit. It just adds up and it just becomes a very unhealthy. So you do the zero. And yeah, I guess the, what is the freaking aspartame, right? That's the one that everybody says is the cancer. I was like, listen, everything gives us us the ability to get cancer. You can't escape it. So I'd rather take my chances and just try to lose some weight here. I don't know. People smoke these Juul pot, or not even the Juul pods anymore. They're a bunch of different e-cigarettes. Drinking kills you. Obviously, other drugs kill you. If my drug of choice ends up being in a zero sugar drink, I'm taking my freaking chances. That's all I got to say. Trying to lose weight. I've been yapping the whole time. It's been fun. Ate my Uncrustables.
All right, we are back in action.
Yes,
Holy shit.
Yeah. You feel 10 times better now. You feel rejuvenated.
Oh, dude. I feel so good. I had to get my cat away from the bathroom door. So Dude, so our friend Jess in the apartment, she got a brand new iPad, so she gave us her old one.
Yeah.
And I put this like little like mouse game on the iPad, and the cats fucking love it, dude.
Oh, I bet.
Dude, they're fucking
they're bapping it the whole time.
They're fucking iPad cats, dude. They're like,
oh yeah, they're iPad cats.
They're sitting there fucking just like bapping that shit, dude. They'll play for that shit for like hours.
Oh, and that's great.
I have to do it for the pod too because they won't. Because if I don't, they'll come underneath the door, stick their paw underneath the door, start banging the door like they're not like trying to break in. It's like I can't have you guys interrupting the fucking pod and shit. So I put them in front of the iPad like a fucking infant child, and they love it.
That's smart though, honestly. Like it's smart because if the cats are really gonna bother you that much, you might as well do something to keep them, occupied.
That's what I'm saying. It keeps them occupied. It keeps them going. But I have a fun stat for the Uncrustables.
Yes.
So
is it the one about the NFL?
Yeah, 5 days ago, the NFL came out and said that they consume from 3,600 to 4,300 Uncrustables per week, which is amounting to at least 80,000 a year when you factor in the training camps. When you factor in the training camps and the teams that didn't provide their stats.
Yep.
So almost 80, and I wouldn't doubt if it's more than 100K. They consume over 80 to 100K fucking Uncrustables per fucking season, which is absolutely hilarious to me.
Right.
Because I was telling Jenna, my girlfriend, I was like, could you imagine walking in at halftime, during a halftime talking to you, see a bunch of grown ass men just eating a bunch of Uncrustables at halftime, just like
it's the best.
They're getting it's like they're getting screamed at by the coach. They're just sitting there eating the Uncrustable, or they're getting fucking screamed.
Oh yeah.
I was like, it brings me back to the youth days where you just like getting yelled at by your coach while you're just sitting and eating an Uncrustable while you're fucking chilling. You're trying not to cry while your coach is in your face. You're just eating an Uncrustable.
Our thing in high school, they're the popsicles that are in like the long bag things, the ones that you just freeze up and they just cut the top off. We used to load up on those every year, and you would have 2 or 3 at a time.
Oh, absolutely.
When you were in the locker room.
Absolutely.
And it was a good way to stay hydrated and stuff. But it was also just like our way of snacking. And then like during 2-a-days, you'd have fruits. You have like watermelon, oranges, bananas, stuff like that. And dude, because they would cut the watermelon like pizza slices. So you would take like 2 or 3 slices in each hand and just nom 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 like a fucking just insane person. And that's how we did things. And then after games every Saturday morning, parents would bring us in donuts. So we would have like fucking 2 dozen glazed donuts to just murk on. Oh my god. And it would be like Giant Eagle too. Like it wouldn't even be that bad of glazed donuts, but they were so cheap. It's just easy to just be, hey, let's get a couple dozen and just bring them in.
Yeah.
And so we would do that too. Oh my god, those were the days. We always sucked. Those
were just the days. Oh man. Oh no, did his internet go? Oh no, his internet might went out. Oh, that's upsetting. I wonder if he's gonna just come back. Yeah, his Wi-Fi went out. That's funny. Yeah, and he's gone. He'll be back in a second. His Wi-Fi went out. But yeah, those were the days, man, when you just sat there, ate some like popsicles, Uncrustables. Man, we had it so good back in the day. I miss it. What I would do to kill. I mean, I'm a grown ass man. I could go buy an Uncrustable right now if I wanted to and eat it, but those were the fun days where you could just go get Uncrustables. chill with your boys, the team, whatever, hang out, eat some Uncrustables before the game, after the game, during halftime. Or if it's like a super hot day, like Zach said, it's super hot days, you get like popsicles, and you can just snack on some popsicles. I do want some popsicles. I need to go to the store and get some, like, well, not anymore. Well, not now because it's starting to get colder out, but I need to get some like Uncrustables or something because I used to love those. I haven't had one in years, to be honest. And I know it was funny because there's a tent outside the Guardian Stadium, outside Progressive Field, and I technically have season tickets. I usually do the ballpark pass, so I get like the season tickets in the standing room section for like $40 a month. And for a couple of the games, they had like an Uncrustable stand where you could just walk up to the stand and just grab like a couple Uncrustables and walk into the stadium. And it's great because I used to do that shit. Just walk up to the stand, give me an Uncrustable, and just fucking eat it. Didn't have to buy stadium food. Just load up on like a few Uncrustables, like the different flavors Uncrustables, whatever, and just smash them. I used to love that. Let's see what Zach gets back in here. Shouldn't take him too long to get back. I know this happened to him during the pod one day, or before we started the pod one day. He just his Wi-Fi went out just before an episode, and he had to come back before we start. Also, apologies if you hear me cough quite a bit. I'm just getting over a bad sinus infection. So there's times where you're going to hear me cough a little bit, and I do apologize as the second half has just kicked off, and we are underway for the second half. Yeah, this should be a blowout game for Ohio State. I wouldn't be surprised if we go down and score. We'll see. I know next week we have, I think it's Rutgers. I think it's Rutgers, and then we play Michigan and I want to say Indiana. I'll have to take a look at the schedule, but let me see here. Let me take a gander at this at this schedule. No, we play Northwestern, then we play Indiana, then Michigan. So after today, 3 games left in the Ohio State regular season, and then we cruise down to the last few games of the season. So yeah, we got Northwestern next week. Then the week after, we get number 8 Indiana, which would be a good game, and then we finish out at the end of the month against Michigan, which at this time, Ryan Day should be able to finally beat Michigan for once in his fucking life. But yeah. Quishon Junkins with a nice little run there. And then obviously you see a first down pass to Carnell Tate. Nice little ball there. That should be a few yards, 5 yards or so. That should be probably about 3rd and 2. See what the boys do here. Like Zach said, Ohio State usually starts off kind of slow to start the game, and then they kind of find their way back into the game, and that usually happens every year for the Buckeyes. And it looks like it's going to be Junkins with another run here, and he gets to the 2 yards. looked like for a second he wasn't going to make it, but he just made it. Sean Carnell Tate. He's been a good receiver for us. He's been a nice number 3 receiver for the Buckeyes. And I like the 3 receivers we have because, again, Jeremiah Smith is a dog. Mecca Ibuka is also a dog. And then, obviously, you have Carnell Tate, who's good. And it looks like there's a injury timeout as there's an injured Purdue player on the field. So, commercial until the game comes back. And Zack just mentioned his little pod went out. His Wi-Fi pod went out. So, he's working on getting it fixed so he can jump back in. Shouldn't take him too long to hop back in here. But for right now, Ohio State slowly marching their way downfield. And I believe the over-under for this game, or not the spread was like 33.5, 34.5. I almost took it. But sometimes, and I've mentioned this before, I think on the pod, I kind of hate betting on my favorite teams because sometimes they just lead to disappoint you. So like, I don't like betting on like Ohio State. I don't like betting on the Browns. I don't like betting on the Guardians or the Cavs because then you think like, oh, I could bet on this and it's going to be good. It could be just fine. And then like you could bet like Donovan Mitchell 20 points and then he'll just get like 15 and you're like, oh, okay. Like, I guess you just didn't want to play today, even though you've been averaging like 25 a game. I mean, this is one time you don't get 20 points. So I try not to bet on my teams because it just never bodes well for me, which is why I mentioned the best that I made because they're teams that I really don't care about and or know very little about. But like the Iowa State money line, I thought was good value, so I took the Iowa State money line. I saw the other values of the 3 bets that I made, like the LSU plus 3.5 against Bama, because I know LSU could probably beat Alabama because Bama has been struggling a little bit, and I know LSU can beat them. But that plus 3.5 gives me a cushion in case if Bama wins by like a field goal, so that would still hit. And that was good value too. That was like minus like 120, so that was like, or minus 130, so that was good value. And then the BYU minus 2.5. BYU should be able to hands beat Utah. Utah has struggled over the last struggled over the last like 2 seasons, and I think BYU can beat them. As Zack is back, there he is. Welcome back.
My pod decided to turn off for a reason. So if you guys have Spectrum, go ahead and tweet at them and tell them they fucking suck, and hopefully they give you a discount for the next
one. And he dropped it. That was a bomb to Carnell Tate, and it was dropped.
No, of course, because I can't really watch it right now because I'm getting everything signed back in.
It was a 40-yard bomb, and it was stripped away as he was going to the ground.
Of course.
Wasn't a fumble, but it was just stripped away. He had it in his hands, and he was falling on his back and ripped out of his hands.
All right, cool. Another first down at least.
Yep, another first down. It looks like it's a nice little pass. Again, back to Carnell Tate.
See, that's the thing that I like about Will Howard is he'll go right back to you if you were open. It's like, listen, I got you. Like, we'll do this again.
Yeah, if you're a receiver in Ohio State, you don't have to worry about dropping the ball because they'll go right back to you. It's not like they're going to shy away from you.
And it just shows confidence in your guys. And, like, that's what you want. The fact
Absolutely.
That 21-0 is still kind of annoying, but that's fine.
I when you were gone, I was literally talking about that. I was like, I think they set the spread at like 33.5, 34.5.
Yeah.
And I thought about taking it, but I was like, I never usually bet on my teams because they usually lead to disappoint you.
Yeah.
Because I was
especially the Browns.
Well, I was talking about the bet I made like last night when I bet on the Cavs.
Yeah.
Because I bet like Donovan Mitchell to hit like 20 points and he only had 12.
Yeah.
And it's like
I did as well. I think I put Donovan as like 25, and Garland was one at 25 because I had Garland at 20, Mobley at 15, Jared Allen at 15, I think.
Well, for mine, it was like Mitchell at 20, Curry at 20.
Yeah.
And then like yours was like Mobley and Allen at like 15, Garland at like 15 or something. It's like, of course, all the other guys hit, but
right.
Donovan Mitchell decides that he want to score buckets.
Right.
And then watch, it's like it's gonna be the one time where Mitchell doesn't score, or is under 20 points for like the rest of the year.
Right.
It's gonna piss me off. But I digress. So I usually tend to never bet on my favorite teams because it just leads to disappointment.
Right.
So I was like, because I would bet on the Ohio State spread, but no, I'll bet on the spread and they won't cover. Because
right.
I did it for the Akron game because it was like minus some, or no, it was the over under on Ohio State's total points, and I think it was like plus like 52.5. It was like 52.5, and they had 52. I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me.
Right. They did a really bad job of painting the thing right there. That was goofy.
Yeah.
But before I got rudely interrupted by my fucking shit going out, I think I'm gonna whip up a couple of parlays while we're sitting here chilling.
I might do the same. I might whip up some for like some of the games later tonight.
Yeah, like I'm gonna do. Well, I'm doing some for the games tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm just doing a couple like anytime touchdown ones. I found this one on TikTok. I'm definitely gonna copy this one just because I like pretty much every single one of these bets. Shut the fuck up! Stop fucking with my shit. Oh my god.
Who's fucking with your shit?
It's fucking the app being dumb.
What you FanDuel?
Yeah, FanDuel.
I was gonna use Fliff to bet on like player props for Ohio State, but like the only ones I'd be comfortable betting in is like the over on like Jeremiah Smith like yards. That's about it. And maybe like Will Howard passing yards. And Will Howard just slipped and fell, and he will be down. He'll be down.
Of course.
He had a wide open pocket, was trying to escape, and then he just slipped and fell on the turf.
Yeah.
So a field goal is what's needed. That's just an unfortunate thing that happened. He obviously it wasn't meant for him to, but he just slipped and fell.
And we'll have this Detroit game.
And Jaden Fielding will bang a 42-yard field goal.
Hell yeah.
And it's good. 24-20 or 24-0. 24-20 my ass. Purdue's not going to score this game.
All right. Who do I not like on this?
Maybe a field goal.
I want to get rid of. Let's see. Everybody looks pretty sick. All right. I'm going to go $10 here. Oh my goodness. I am whipping up a 10 or a 7-leg parlay of just an anytime touchdown parlay. $10 wins me $4,800.
Hell yeah.
Let's try that. Well, I guess I'll tell everybody what I'm betting right now. And you guys don't necessarily have to fade this whole one. I would say pick like 4 guys out of this one and just, do it that way. But I have Saquon Barkley and AJ Brown as anytime scorers for the Eagles. They're playing Dallas. Obviously, Dallas has been dreadful this year. They don't have the likes of Dak anymore. They're going to have Cooper for a little bit, Cooper Rush. So I expect the Eagles to score a little bit. And then I got Malik Neighbors as an anytime scorer. They're playing the Carolina Panthers, so obviously they're pretty bad as well. They're doing better, but they're still a pretty bad team. Dalton Kincaid, it sounds like Coop might still be out, and I know Keon Coleman is out now as well. So I think Kincaid is going to be a red zone freak for this game, or it's just going to be a sort of Cook game for them. And then I have Jay Jetta scoring. Obviously, that's a pretty much guarantee, especially against the Jags. Cade Otton as an anytime scorer against the 49ers. Cade Otton's going to be the only guy that's really going to get like touchdowns for that team in terms of receiving. And then the thing that I was going off of on TikTok had Montgomery as their anytime touchdown. Jameson Williams is coming back this week, and I think I actually took him because he was plus 260, and I think Montgomery was like minus 160 or something like that. So it was better odds for Jameson Williams, and whenever he's back, they usually throw him deep. So I think he might catch him a deep ball. If you're gonna bet on anybody for Houston, I think Nico is back. They just finally got him back in practice.
Yeah, Nico Collins is back.
I mean, he's gonna be targeted plenty because they only really have Tank with Stephon Diggs out. So fade that how you will. But I know there's a few different options here that I was gonna do. That's another decent one too. I'm not gonna do that. I think I'm actually gonna do a money line parlay now. Just see if I can get some good ones. Giants versus Panthers. I mean, Giants are definitely gonna win that game. I think New England beats the Bears. Bills beat the Colts. Vikings beat the Jags. I don't want to bet on the Chiefs game. That one doesn't sound good.
You know what I just came across?
What?
Applebee's and IHOP to open first combo restaurant in the U.S.
Really?
Yeah, so remember like the old like KFC Taco Bell?
Mm-hmm.
Or like the Pizza Hut Taco Bell, whatever. Yeah, that's what they're doing.
Okay.
Applebee's and IHOP. Seguin, Texas. So if you're in Seguin, Texas, enjoy the Applebee's IHOP. What a combo that is.
Right.
I don't know how I feel about it, to be honest.
Why is it showing me every game for the next 2 weeks? That's funny.
I don't know why it does that sometimes.
That's kind of goofy.
Big noon Saturday kickoff live from Boulder. That'll be next Saturday.
I'm trying to remember if I picked the Jets over the Cardinals or if I picked Cardinals over the Jets. I think I picked Jets.
I'll take a look for you. Let me go to the sheets.
I think I picked the Jets.
I want to say we both picked the Jets. You said Jets and Cardinals?
Yeah.
We both picked the Jets.
And then did I pick Chargers over Tennessee?
Yeah.
And then I think I picked 49ers over Tampa Bay.
Yep.
Something like that. That was a damn good catch by that Purdue receiver. Damn.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow, that's a great catch.
Hot damn.
Well, it's ruled incomplete.
I think I'm good. I want to see which one of these I want to take out. Fuck it. We're doing it. We're doing it. $10 money line bet will win me $1,300. That'll be cool if I can hit that.
How many teams did you put on that?
9. I didn't put them all on there because there's a few games that just, even if you get it right, it's like minus 310, and I'm like, I don't really care about that.
Yeah, but it adds to it.
Yeah, I only did that for the Vikings because I don't think Jacksonville's gonna have a chance with fucking Matt Mac Jones is their quarterback if that's going to be the case.
Oh, I could start him in a dynasty league.
Yeah, that's right.
Because I have Mac Jones, baby. Hell yeah.
I am going to bet on this Detroit Lions game as well. That's what I'm going to do. This is going to be a fun one. Let's see. Stroud will go for above 225. Goff, I don't think will go. He hasn't really been passing for a lot of yards. 2 passing touchdowns for Stroud. Goff will get 2. Mixon will get some yards. I'll say he gets 80. Actually, I would rather.
I just saw the Florida-Texas score on the computer, and it's 42-0 Texas.
Right.
In the start of the third quarter. It's fucking crazy. Let's see. Right now, Miami losing to Georgia Tech.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Ugh, man. Yeah, they gave him the first down. Gave him the catch.
Very nice. How much money do I have left on this? $12.58. All right, I'll just put the rest on this one.
There you go.
Because this is all from the winnings from that game on Thursday night, so I literally didn't have to put any money in.
There you go.
All right, I got some bets. I mean, it's not super crazy. There's some that could hit for big and some that could just hit. Like the one I just put in is probably the least it's the least quicker like craziest one. It's still a 7-leg parlay, but
yeah,
it's just like I took Stroud above 225 passing yards, 2 plus passing touchdowns for him as well. Jared Goff 2 plus passing touchdowns. I did not do the yards for Goff because he's usually like, if they're up big, Goff is not passing the ball that much. So I don't want to worry about him getting yards.
Well, it looks like when they're up big, they've been putting in Hendon Hooker.
Yeah, exactly. Or they just run the ball. So
yeah.
But then I have Jahmyr Gibbs over 80 and a half total yards. So that's obviously we're rushing and receiving. Joe Mixon under 106 and a half total yards. And then Montgomery over 75 or 71 and a half total. And then I have Amon St. Brown going over 65 and a half yards. So I think that one can hit. The money line one's going to be crazy. And then this freaking anytime touchdown one is the one that's absolutely bonkers. Like if I hit on this one, it's I'm gonna have myself an early ass Christmas. I know that much. I'll be able to buy everything I need and still have money left over. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. I want to make a bet like where I could win like a couple grand just so like I could use that for like a little like that's like my Christmas money.
Yeah. I mean shit, not even that. It's me trying to buy a house someday too.
Well, yeah, I mean
pay off my I guess I could pay off my car payment.
Well, for me, it's buying gifts for like my family for Christmas, and then like maybe like buying me like something nice, like a PS5 or something.
Yes.
Got to buy me the PS5 before the Trump tariffs make it $1,000.
I doubt it'll be like that. We'll see.
I pray to God die, because if it is, I'm gonna scream.
Yeah, I think people have like over hyped what's gonna happen like that. Like
everything's always overhyped
because it wasn't that bad when he was here for the first time. I can't imagine it's gonna be any worse this time around. But
they said already he's been having some like pretty bad health concerns.
Yeah,
like he's been kind of like in and out of the hospital with like some shit going on, and so
kick. Nice. He probably just should have went down in the end zone, but he's still going. Okay, all right, cool, that's fine. Pick in the end zone, that was solid. Obviously, Ohio State gets a chance to.
I mean,
speed up more.
The pick in the end zone. The pick in the end zone we already ran it out to was where the ball is going to be, anyways.
Yeah.
So he got to the 25. So I mean,
it was just a lot more effort.
Just a little bit more effort
to go down.
Yeah,
but
I would have just gone down.
I don't think he realized how far in the end zone he was, and he was probably just like, "Fuck it."
Yeah. Well, that makes it for the pass interference,
right?
It really wasn't PI, but
damn, Zion Williamson is out indefinitely with a hamstring strain, dude.
He just played the Cavs like 3 days ago.
Well, do you remember all this hype with him? Like,
yeah,
everybody compared him to like the next coming of LeBron, and it hasn't gone that way at all.
Can't stay healthy, dude. Like, he was supposed to be this like athletic freak, but he can't stay on the field or on the court for more than like 3 games.
Right.
Because he'll play for like 3 games and then be out for the rest of the year.
Right.
It's like, brother, you're not. I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know if it's too muscular or like, I don't know what is causing all these injuries, but he can't stay on the court for more than like 2 weeks without fucking dying.
I think he's just too fat. It's not even muscle.
Well, he's he's almost 300 pounds.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Wonder how big he is.
Somebody literally, this freaking AI nose ball account just made this video as we said that. Oh man. That's fucking great.
Yeah, he's 6'6", 290.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the account called?
AI,
you sent it to me.
Yeah.
Just him eating a massive chocolate bar. Zion Williamson, badass, is out tonight against the bench.
Really?
Dude, that's so funny. Just badass. That's fucking hysterical, dude.
Man. Yeah, like if this game continues to get sort of out of hand, and it's probably like midway through the fourth, we'll probably get off. I don't see a reason for us to stay on for the entire game if it's going to be like this.
I feel like we're deep enough where we can continue it or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see how the fourth quarter goes.
Yeah.
If there's a little bit of excitement, we'll keep it going.
What the fuck was that, Howard? And it still somewhat worked. That's so funny. That was like a random pitch at the end there.
I think it was supposed to be an option, but he just kind of fucking threw it to the ground.
Yeah, he didn't do a very good job.
I got you a couple more yards. Who holds the top Big Ten freshman record for receiving touchdowns in this season? Rondale Moore, Purdue, 12 in 2018.
Right.
Well, Jeremiah Smith has 8.
Somebody said JB Bickerstaff almost convinced us that Darius Garland was bad at freaking basketball.
Dude, literally.
Oh man, how loyal are you? Shows the Cavs roster after LeBron left. Jordan Clarkson, Dellavedova, Darius in his rookie year, John Henson, Brandon Knight, Kevin Love, Larry Nance Jr., Jetty Osman, Kevin Porter Jr., Colin Sexton, Tristan Thompson, Dean Wade, Dylan Windler, and Ante Zizic. God, that is a lineup.
Oh, God. I remember Ante Zizic, too.
That is a 20-win lineup.
Yeah.
And I think I don't even think it was then. Man, that's crazy too, because Brandon Knight was a decent player, and so was John Henson. We just got them later in their careers.
Yeah. Well, I remember the Kyrie Brandon Knight All-Star game where Kyrie just like cooked Brandon Knight. Yeah. That was both of the rookie years, and everyone's like so hyped up about Brandon Knight, and he just got like his ankle snapped by Kyrie.
Yeah. God, Dean Wade. Dean Wade looks so funny. Tristan obviously was on this team too.
Yeah.
I mean, Caleb. See, I would have loved to have Caleb on this team with Tristan just chilling. I think that would have been funny. Oh, there goes Henderson. Oh, okay, he almost took it. That was almost a house call right there. That was really close to being a house call. He was about 2 or 3 steps away from taking that to the house.
I would have kept that stream going if he made that shit.
I mean, this is a solid play too, because it was a fake reverse to Judd, and then they just counter it right to Henderson, and he just
found that little gap.
Oh, it wasn't little. A freaking smart car would have gotten through that.
Oh yeah.
Even my Honda for that matter probably would have gotten through that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. Come on, put up 31 in here.
Just for the spread.
They would need a field goal for the spread, I believe.
Yeah.
I wonder if you could find a spread if it was. Let's see. I'm gonna go to ESPN app, see if I can't find the spread.
There's one person in the Twitch. It's probably you.
No, I'm out of it. It might still be your brother, maybe on YouTube or something. I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, I'm in here now, so but it said it had one person in here, so I was like, oh, let me check it out, see how it looks.
Yeah,
it doesn't look too bad.
It could just be your brother.
Yeah,
just having it in the background.
Maybe. I don't know. I honestly thought he was on YouTube.
Yeah, he's on YouTube. I just see one view, but it's definitely not me.
I hate how because I log in.
Oh, it is on Twitch.
Yeah.
So someone's watching us on Twitch, and it's not me.
Yeah, it might be one, like one of his brother or one of his buddies or something. If I had to guess. That is the actual podcast episode from yesterday. One watching right now, probably me.
Dude, I bought this big ass bottle of water the other day. Mm-hmm. It's fucking hitting different right now. Like when you're sick and you get like these like gigantic ass water bottle. Oh man.
My favorite one was is like the big like the big Fiji water bottles.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Fiji just hits diffy.
Fiji hits good. Dude, I love Fiji water.
But even just like Giant Eagle bottled water is like so nostalgic to me that I still to this day will get it. Ice Mountain's good too. Like
Ice Mountain's good.
As long as it's not Aquafina, it's pretty much drinkable for me. Aquafina's weird. Or Dasani. There's also one that's a little weird too.
Yeah, I love how like it's different for like pops and water. We're like you don't want like the off-brand shit for pop because like it tastes weird or whatever. Mm. But then like you get like off-brand water and it's like the best shit you've ever had.
Yeah, it's like go to Dollar General and get water and it's fine.
That's what I'm saying. Like this is just like Crystal Geyser. Like it's not even like a fancy. Like it's just
right. Yeah, it's just like when you get it, you know, at the gas station or something.
This was like $1. It's like $1.99, and it's like, dude, it hits so different. But it's like you get like Dasani. It's like, dude, Dasani's like ass.
Yeah, the Body Armor water is good too.
I never had the Body Armor water. I've really good. I have like the Body Armor, like the strawberry banana and shit.
Yeah, it's like that alkaline water, which is really good.
Oh, okay.
It just tastes so good, and that is a touchdown.
Trevion Henderson tutty, and I think he's now at over 100 rushing yards.
I was about to say he's been the guy I've seen most today. We're rushing the ball. He's just had a better day, and again, they pretty much did the same lineup, just putting Judkins in the backfield and then having Henderson now take the reverse.
That
is very Chip Kelly of them to do.
And Zero read it perfectly too. But you just didn't get the tackle.
And can we also talk about Jeremiah Smith blocking in the end zone there?
Yeah,
like
absolute beast.
Our receivers have always done a really good job at Ohio State of being good blockers. A
Yeah,
lot of them have been outstanding run blockers.
I think that was a big thing that Chip Kelly wanted to, was the receivers to be like key blockers too.
Well, really Chip Kelly, but also Brian Hartline, because
Brian Hartline,
he obviously had to do that a lot as well back in the day, because they just ran, they ran the ball a lot more back in the day.
Yeah, because you had like Ezekiel Elliott, and you had some big time running backs back in the day.
Yeah, it's good to see that this team is like, hey, listen, we know what we do best. We are going to run the hell out of the ball. We're going to dink and donk our way down the field, and we're going to use these weapons anytime we can. I mean, you have two of some of the best running backs in the entire nation. You have one of the best freshman receivers in the entire country right now, besides the kid from Bama. And, I mean, you also just have a stacked lineup everywhere. You have a good D defense. Like, Caleb Downs is only a sophomore. Like, he's probably going to stay another year. You still have a pretty young a DB room. The only guys you're going to lose this year on defense are going to be Jack Sawyer and JT.
Yeah. What about Denzel Burke?
Burke might go, but I don't really care for him, honestly.
Yeah, because I mean the DBs aren't terrible like Burke and Ransom.
It's just not the same as they used to be. Like it used to be DBU out here, and now it's
because we had guys like Denzel Ward, Marshawn Lattimore.
Oh my God, Chris Conley.
Oh,
who's the kid who's
Jeff Okudah.
Oh yeah, Okudah was good. They had another one out the following year that was pretty solid too. I forget his name, but we've had some really good corners over the years. But this is it's been like the least exciting group, I guess. Oh, that's a fumble, and that's going to be a fumble Ruski for a touchdown. As we just said to Jack Sawyer and JT, that's literally, I think, who caused the fumble was JT.
Reggie Love fumbled. Touchdown Jack Sawyer, yeah. I think JT caused the fumble.
Yeah, watch. I'm pretty sure it was because Jack Sawyer's on top. JT's on the bottom.
There's the spread, boys.
Yep. Yeah, he literally punched it out immediately. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, JT just punched the hell out of it out. And Jack Sawyer's like, ooh, football.
That is hilarious.
And I love how he just palms the ball. He doesn't even have it tucked or anything.
Yeah, he wasn't even trying to cause a fumble. He was just trying to tackle him.
Yeah, and he just smacked the football out.
So yeah, it is now about to be 38-zip.
Well, now we're getting
Ohio State. We've obviously got the spread. I would be surprised if Purdue scores here soon.
I don't know.
Just to kind of keep them afloat, I guess. But other than that,
just scored to save himself from embarrassment.
Look at Miami, though.
I know. I've been keeping an eye on
10.
I've been keeping an eye on that Miami.
Yeah. Come on, Cam Ward. You can't be doing this. See, that's what I'm saying. This quarterback draft this year, no bueno. I would much rather take the amount of talent that is around us. Like the running back group this year is nuts. The wide receiver group we have this year is nuts. It's gonna be insane. I'm gonna turn on my heat real quick. Just keep going.
Yeah, no, I think that was the big thing that a lot of analysts were talking about. Is if you want a quarterback, this is not the year to draft any kind of quarterback. This is the year where you want to stack up on the receivers and running backs.
Mm-hmm.
Because QBs are non-existent. The only QB in this draft worth getting is probably Cam Ward.
Yeah,
that's really the only QB worth getting. Other than that,
maybe even Quinn Ewers. It's just Quinn Ewers. You can't put him in a spot where he's going to start immediately.
No, he would have
all of these quarterbacks in this draft are going to have to sit a year or two before they can really start playing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
top 7 losses versus top 5 opponents.
Yeah.
And runner college football playoff results: runner-up, champion, semifinalist.
Yeah, I mean, at least he's losing to good teams, but
yeah,
It's the fact that at Ohio State you still have to beat these teams, especially if you want to contend for the national championship. We lost to that team up north and they won last year. Cool. But they also won because they cheated.
Yeah.
And now they're ass.
I will say at least the Oregon game was close.
Yeah.
Like it was a good fight.
I guarantee if we played them again, we beat them.
Yeah.
Especially if it's either at home or at like the Big Ten championship
Does
game.
Does he have a Sprite flavored fucking lip balm or whatever?
I don't know what that was.
Yeah, it looked like it was green. I was like, the only one that's green is the Sprite flavor. Like, does he have a Sprite flavored fucking lip balm?
That kid right there is probably our better corner.
Igbenusen.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna try to not pronounce that.
Yeah, Igbenusen.
Yeah, I literally just call him IG.
Yeah, Igbenusen. He's definitely DB1.
Yeah.
At least in my eyes. I know they probably have like Denzel Burke or Ransom as DB1, but I think Igbenusen is DB1.
Well, Ransom's a safety.
Yeah, Ransom's a safety. Yeah,
because Ransom's up top.
Igbenusen.
Caleb's on the top as well.
Yeah, Denzel Burke. Yeah.
That was a nice blitz, but oh my god, he had it. Ransom had a pick. He drops it. It's all right. It's 4th down.
That would have been pick number 2 for him because he was the one who caught the pick in the end. So that would have been 2 picks for Ransom.
Yeah.
Or no, that was Hancock.
Was it? Okay.
It was Hancock.
Yeah, I'm really happy that Ohio State didn't screw around here. Like they knew that they're playing an opponent that's got 1 win on the season. Take care of business, play good ball, don't look sloppy, and they really haven't looked sloppy at all. They've just they started a little slow, but they haven't looked sloppy.
Well, we always expect to start slow because we always do.
Yeah, that's literally like Ohio State's been like that since the Tressel days. I feel like it's so weird. I don't know if it's like just an Ohio State like philosophy that they have, but they've always started slow since I can remember.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, and then we just come out and just start dominating, which Miami just got a touchdown. It looks like it's 21-16. I'm probably gonna be 21-17 here in a second.
Come on, Cam Ward, get yourself another comeback, please. He did it last week. Do it again. Throw for 500 fucking yards. Actually, I'm gonna look at the other scores because I know they're not throwing up all of the scores. So I'm gonna just look through my phone here.
I mean, there's only a couple noon games today.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot.
Yeah, usually there's a lot of noon games, just a couple.
Minnesota's up 16-14 against Rutgers, so that's pretty. Let's do this. Top 25. I don't care about anything else. Texas is obviously up 42-3. Florida, is that the only top 25? Yeah, nobody else really playing. So yeah, you're right. Yeah, there's not a lot of noon games.
Yeah, there's only 3 noon games, and that's us, Texas, Florida, and Georgia Tech, Miami. And then everyone else is at 3:30. That's a good run there by Quinshawn Junkins for 8-9 yards.
It's crazy that Alabama is 6-2. It's all because they don't have Nick Saban.
Yeah.
Washington's even worse. I mean, they're 5-4. They're not even ranked this year.
Well, that's the thing too. Like the 2 championship teams last year are terrible. They're both 5-4 because Michigan's also 5-4.
I mean, it makes more sense when it comes to Washington because they literally lost their head coach to go to Bama. Yeah. But like Michigan lost just a lot of people and then lost their coach because he knew that he was going to get suspended from the NCAA.
He was gonna get banned from the NCAA. Yeah. Now Connor Stallings is a high school football coach. And
yeah, like getting blown out.
I saw that because I saw the
and that was like week 1 too. I don't know if it ever got any worse or better for him. But
they showed him on the documentary that they made of him, and he got blown out game 1. It was like 61-0 or something, and I think he's like 1-8 or some shit.
Right.
Like it shows you how terrible he was, and that he was like never gonna be like a good coach. But even as like a guy who just stole signals, like it's just fucking hilarious.
All right.
Like you couldn't win because, like the thing is, if we were to repeat last year, like even if John, like say like last year restarted and Connor Stallings didn't exist, I think Michigan loses multiple games.
Oh yeah.
Like there's no way they beat us. There's no way they beat Washington in the championship game. There's just no way.
Right.
They're just not that good.
Somebody tweeted, they had the Splash Brothers. We have the Splash Crackers, and it's Sam Merrill and Ty Jerome.
The Splash Crackers.
But the better one was somebody said, nah, it's the Firecrackers. And I was like, that's better. I like that.
The Firecrackers.
Next, the Splash Crackers.
I like the Splash Crackers just because it sounds funny.
Yeah. God, it's hilarious.
I was watching UCSS the other day, and it was funny because I want to say because the three, it was just a Bull. I think it was Bull, Tyvis, and G Bush, and they were laughing. It's like I love how Ty Jerome's a white boy,
Right.
and his name is Ty Jerome. Like who names a white kid Ty Jerome?
Yeah, for real.
I love that. The Splash Crackers. Ty Jerome and fucking Sam Merrill.
Fucking Gus Johnson.
It's the first time he's ever just not been like, oh my God. He's just like, and they run it in for a touchdown.
Because he knows this game's going to be fucking blown out.
Yeah. He's probably literally trying to send a text to his producer going, why the fuck did you put me on this game? Like, put me on for like the next 2 games for Ohio State. Don't put me on this shit. It's boring.
Like, you could have put me on for like Georgia Tech and Miami or some shit.
But he goes, the Bucks are really bad. I don't know what happened to him, and it's just Jimmy has him laughing because I think he didn't he like partially
he owns
the
yeah
Bucks?
he's like part owner of the Bucks.
It's so funny because like the crew has been good.
The crew's really good,
but I just think it's because he's not hands-on on it at all. He just like, hey,
no,
I literally just did it to keep him
because well, he's just the owner because they went in with oh god, who's the other, because they went in with a partner, but the guy they went in with, the partner, was the team's doctor since the inception of the crew, and so together, because the team doctor wanted to buy the team when this shit owner tried to sell it or tried to move him to Austin. But I forget the other. Oh, it's Pete Edwards. Pete Edwards.
Oh, okay.
I want to say he was the team's yeah, he was the team's like doctor or whatever.
Interesting.
Because he's an orthopedic surgeon. So he would handle like a lot of like the surgeries that the players needed and stuff. And I think he still does too. Like when players are, even though he's the owner, like if players are injured and shit, he'll still do like the doctor shit.
Right.
So he's still like hands on, which is actually kind of neat. But I want to see. I forget. Oh, Anthony Precourt. Yeah, he was the one who was trying to move the team to Austin, and the Haslams and Pete Edwards bought the crew back, and it's because they enacted it's because Columbus enacted the Art Modell law on. That's a bomb to Henderson.
Yeah, Henderson's having himself a good game.
He's having himself a fucking day. He's probably going to get in the end zone here again.
And like, I really think what's really helped him is the fact that because he has Judkins, it takes those reps away from him where he doesn't have to do too much.
Yeah.
And it keeps them both healthy. Like, that is the best part of this.
Absolutely.
It's why it fucking works.
But yeah, the city of Columbus enacted the Art Modell law on Anthony Precourt, which kind of helped prevent the move to Austin, Texas.
Which, if you guys don't know, that's also what the city of Cleveland are trying to do to the Browns. And Ibuka scores.
Yep.
That's another touchdown.
And Emeka Ibuka gets a tutty.
Howard's having a good game. Again, Purdue sucks, but at least he's being efficient.
Well, it's a clean game, and that's what you want because it just boosts the confidence.
I mean, he's missed only 5 passes today, so he's just playing clean football. And yeah.
But yeah, so, and then Tim Bezbachenko, who is now gone, was the GM of the Columbus Crew because he's now part ownership of Bournemouth in England in the Premier League, and so the backup GM Issa Tall, he's really good because he has the same philosophies as Tim Bezbachenko.
Okay,
and I think that's what really helps the Columbus Crew is that the Haslam's are letting Pete Edwards and Issa Tall just do everything because obviously Issa Tall is the GM and Pete Edwards has been around the team since the team's first game ever in MLS.
Right.
So I think that's what attributes to a lot of the Crew's success is that they just let Issa Tall do what he needs to do and just sign the players that he wants to sign, like restructures the contracts how you want. And that's what the Haslams need to do to the Browns. Just let Barry if you fire Barry at the end of the year, just let them handle all the shit. Like you stay out of it. Like when it comes to the draft, we're not drafting who you want, which I'm sure he's going to be like, oh, I want like Shadur Sanders or some shit. And then I would throw myself off a bridge if that were to fucking happen. Because I feel like, and here's what I told people, and this might be stupid of me to say, but I feel like the Shadur Sanders situation might be similar to like the Johnny Manziel shit.
Right.
Like everyone gasses him up to be like so fucking good. And then he gets here and then he just doesn't want to put in the effort or work or anything.
Right.
And then he just becomes like another wasted pick and then and just trash.
Right.
So that's why I don't want Shadur Sanders because I don't want like a Johnny Manziel 2.0 situation where he like doesn't read the playbooks, doesn't skip out of like a practice, goes partying every fucking day.
Right.
I don't because I think what we see with a lot of the sons of like big athletes like LeBron or like Deion, they just suck because they have to live up to that name now.
Yeah.
And they just can't. And they don't. Then it stops them from putting in the effort, stops them from like working hard, and it's like now you're just wasting a pick.
Right.
It's like the whole situation with Bronny James. Now that Bronny James is in a G League, I don't know. I'm sure you saw it too, but everyone's like, "All right, now the Cavs can go sign LeBron James,
right?
Get another small forward in here." Now that Bronny's in the G League, probably for the next like 5 years,
right?
Which, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to because could you imagine LeBron on this team?
Oh, my God.
It'd be fucking... And he wouldn't... And that's the thing. He would have to play 35, 40 minutes a night like he does with the Lakers.
Yeah. It'd be so unfair, honestly.
Because he could play 25 minutes, still be super effective, but he'd be healthy for the whole season in the playoffs.
Right. God, so funny.
Oh, is this a big stop from Miami? 3rd and 18. See what's rocking on Twitter.
Need to edit my details here. I forgot to add my new job to my Facebook, so I might as well just do that real fast.
Yeah, hey, fuck it. That's so sad to see. Obviously everyone saw that Kirk Herbstreit's dog died, and then there's a photo of Corso comforting Herbstreit after Kirk has taken care of Corso for the last few years.
Right.
I love Lee Corso, dude.
Oh yeah.
I'll still never forget the one game that's between like Yale and Harvard or whatever. And they're making their picks, and I had like this like little kid with cancer, and he's like, "Go Bulldogs" or whatever. And then Lee Corso's like, "Now hang on just a minute, midget."
Right.
I'm like, oh my god, I love Lee Corso. Or the fuck it where he said fuck it on live TV.
Right.
Like at that point, like they can't kick him off of TV because he's been on it for so long. They're just like, he can say whatever the hell he wants. If he says fuck it, we're gonna leave it in.
Exactly.
I just kind of wish that I love like how the Pat McAfee show is getting more involved in like college football game days and shit too.
Yeah.
And I wish, and this is where I kind of like hate like the FCC, is the fact that I really wish swearing was more like available on TV.
I know. It would make it so much more fun.
Like it would make life so much better. Like obviously you could keep the kids channels, but like if I'm watching ESPN, like I want to see Pat McAfee going crazy, just dropping the F-bomb like every other word.
Right. Especially how he is on like his show.
Exactly. Well, that's why is this show still on ESPN, or did they get booted off ESPN after? Because
so I think he does an hour on YouTube and then an hour on ESPN.
Okay.
So like he'll do shows for both ends. So like you'll get a
YouTube show and a ESPN show,
or it's just like the same thing where it's like it'll go live on one and then it'll get posted on YouTube another, or just something like that. I don't.
I want to say you're right on the first one. I want to say he does like an hour on YouTube and then he'll go do an hour on ESPN.
Yeah.
Because that makes the most sense. Because I know like Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show does that where they do like their normal like a few hours on YouTube and then they'll do like a half an hour on like WKYC.
Nice grab by that freaking kid. Lost it, dude.
I tell you
Although this guy didn't really look back to like see where the ball was coming from, but I think we got our we got our backups in.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We have our backups in, so
that's coverage though.
I would say it's really good coverage, but it's just a better catch.
Yeah, I think so too. All right, maybe I'm right. Purdue might score here.
Yeah.
Only because we got our backups in and they don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, because 45 is still going. Dude just looks like a mini Peyton Hillis.
Mm-hmm.
Like a very small Peyton Hillis. What's this guy's last name? Maccabee?
I think it's Mockery.
No.
Maccabee.
Nice. Still not as good as I forget where he plays, but his name's General Booty. He's a quarterback for somebody.
Yeah, I want to say it's like Texas Tech or some shit.
Yeah, something like that. It's like it's somewhere down there. And I was like, somebody that named their kid General is awesome.
And his last name is Booty. That's fucking that's real fucking funny.
Oh, he dropped it. He dropped that bitch.
Oh, he's the Oklahoma quarterback.
Is he? Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's even funnier.
Oh yeah. Pretty sure he dropped that shit.
Or no, he's Louisiana Monroe.
Yeah.
I think he transferred to UL Monroe.
Interesting.
Yeah, because he played at Tyler College in 21. Then he transferred to Oklahoma for 22 and 23, and he wasn't getting the starting job. So he transferred to Louisiana Monroe.
Yeah.
So he can get the starting job. That's funny.
It's hilarious. Miami's still losing, but they still got a whole fourth quarter to play, so.
I mean, isn't that the same with like Kool-Aid McKinstry? I love that fucking name too.
Yeah.
He's in the NFL.
Yeah. Yeah, Kool-Aid.
Yeah, he's the DB in New Orleans.
I can't believe somebody's parents was like, you know what we're gonna name him? Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid McKinstry.
It's like, oh my god, it's so bad. That's so bad.
There's like a whole list of like funny college like player names. Because you have General Booty, you have a guy whose name is Pig Cage. He's an LSU corner. Dakotas Crawford. Tiger Shanks. Fat Watts. Shitasilla. That's funny. Major Burns. Oh yeah, dude, there's a white kid. I forgot. There's a white kid on the Duke football program. His name is Memorable Factor.
God.
Mobility.
Yeah, mobility.
Defensive back for UNT, Northern Texas. Which is funny because they're playing the one Army today.
Yeah.
Storm Duck.
Yeah.
For the Miami, he's an NFL player for the Miami Dolphins, I think, or for Louisville. But I think he. Oh no, yeah, he's an NFL quarterback for the Miami Dolphins. Fish McWilliams at UAB. Panda Askew, lineman for Charlotte. Rowdy Beers.
Rowdy Beers.
FIU. Plays at FIU.
I swear these kids get to be like 18 years old and they're like, hey, I got a bomb ass name I'm gonna change too.
Dude, I can't wait for like Gen Z to be like our age whenever they start having kids and they start naming this shit like Fortnite or whatever.
Ohio Riz.
Ohio Riz.
Skibbity.
Skibbity, was it a Skibbity toilet or whatever it is?
Fucking brain rot. Brain rot Shrebler.
Dude, that shit's gonna be so funny. I'm gonna laugh at all these kids' names, dude. I'm like, back in our day, we had normal names.
Right.
Nowadays, these kids have fucking these queer ass names. Who names their kid goddamn General Booty?
Yeah.
What the hell is this?
Because he is the general of all booty. Male and female.
What the fuck is this skibbity toilet guy?
Oh, man. It's going to be hilarious.
Who named the kid dog shit?
Yeah. God, we're getting to be crazy now.
Oh, dude.
That's the point is the longer this game goes, the worse that we're going to get at this point because this is such a snooze fest now.
Just BS and podcast, baby.
Just BSing. Don't take it seriously.
No shit, dude.
All right, we'll see if Purdue scores here, which I think they might, honestly. It's 3rd and 8. I mean, there's zero reason to go for a field goal if they miss. They might as well just go for it.
Come on, Hudson Card. Do something.
Yeah.
Throw a pick six.
Nah, it wasn't even close.
Yeah, it was a bad throw.
Well, yeah, because he got lit up as soon as he threw it.
Go for it. Come on. You have nothing else to lose here. Just go for it. I can't believe they're going to score a field goal just to get points at this point. That's all they care about. Like,
well, the field goal guy missed 2 field goals already today, I think.
That's the funny part. It's like, why?
At that point,
try.
I look at the kicker like, dude, you suck. We're just going to go for it.
Right.
Fuck it. And he missed it again.
Did he really miss it?
Yeah, I just got the update on I looked at the ESPN just for a second, and he misses it. He missed 3 fucking field goals, dude. That's fucking. Oh my god, dude.
I wish I had the audio on so I could hear it, but I don't want to turn it on because I don't want to get caught.
I know. But that's so funny, dude. Poor kid. That kid's getting cut tomorrow.
And so is that coach. My God, they're gonna be 1-8 after this. Like that's tough. Georgia Tech just scored again. It's 28-16 now.
All right, Miami, comeback time.
Nah, Miami's going down. I guarantee they're going down. Miami's going to be so Texas will get back to 4th.
Yeah,
and then depending on the Indiana game, the Georgia game, Indiana could be a top 14 here soon.
Yeah, they play Michigan today too.
Yeah, no. I mean, they're 5-4, so it's not like that team up north is going to be a real big competitor.
All right, Devin Brown.
We're putting in Devin Brown instead of Julian. Come on, we already know what Devin Brown can do. I want to see the freshman.
I really don't give a shit about Devin Brown. I can't lie to you. Like I've seen what he has to offer, and I'm good. I really am.
Yeah.
But I guess we'll see.
I mean, I think it's just because he's the 5-star backup. They just want to
Yeah.
throw him in there just to give him some time. They probably pay him decently too.
Yeah.
So they probably just like, fuck it, we might as well just use him. But yeah, get Will Howard out of the game. Get Henderson and all these guys out of the game.
Yeah, get your starters on the O line out. Like there should not be a single starter in this game.
No,
nothing.
Yeah,
because this kid's really good too. I really like him.
I like James Peoples.
He's gonna be good next year.
Yeah, him and Judkins together, or well, Judkins is probably gone too.
Yeah, I think Judkins is gone. There's no way that they both don't go.
You know who I want? Who I would love to see on the Browns too? That Ashton Genty kid from Boise State.
Yeah. I definitely think they have to go running back at some point in this draft because, again,
like him
you don't know what's going on with Chubb.
Him and Chubb together would be like Hunt and Chubb.
Yeah, it really would.
That's a good fake there by Devin.
Yeah. Woo! Yeah, my freaking allergies have been horrible lately.
It's going to be exciting to do more of these live streams.
I know.
Now that we can actually do some more shit. Now you don't have to work on the weekends.
Yeah. It'd also be nice that I'll get off work around like 5.
Yeah.
So it should be a very normal day. Like I'll probably still go to the gym at night. So
that's the thing too. You can always, because I'm gonna start when I'm starting to feel better, when I'm not coughing shit up, I'm gonna start grinding at the gym again.
Oh yeah. That's what I'm really excited to do.
Get back into shape.
That's a third thing mess. All right, with that, I have to pee again, so I'm gonna do that real fast. And I'm just going to this one. I don't even care.
Oh man, it's been a nice chill day. Nice chill Saturday, much needed. Maybe take a nap a little bit here. Nice little nap. This game actually took a little bit quicker than usual. I know a lot of these games take like 3 hours, and it's going to be coming up on 3 hours streaming here. But usually a lot of these games, man, run until like 4 p.m. This game's probably going to run until like 3:30. So a little bit of a chiller football game. Oh man. Oh, that's fucking hilarious.
Oh, so much better.
Dude, did you see what the OSU band did?
Goodness.
Did you see what the OSU band did?
No.
They made, I'll send you the video. They made a bear, and then they had like the Michigan logo underneath, and they made the bear shit on the logo.
That's awesome. I love it.
That's so sick.
I just sent you the video of it. It's fucking hilarious.
That's awesome. Hopefully my neighbor upstairs isn't home.
Ooh, damn. I just sent you another video of a hit in the Miami U game. That was fucking crazy. This dude
yeah, I saw that.
The dude got face mask, and then he got right after the face mask, he got lit the fuck up.
Yeah. Oh god. That is awesome, dude. They have the best land or the best band ever. Like it's not even a contest at this point. It's just fact. That's awesome.
I'm actually gonna try this.
Chat.
Nice hit. I don't know who that was, but that kid lit that motherfucker up. My goodness. I think Purdue's got a different quarterback in now too.
I mean, at this point, might as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's 0 point in having anybody else in at this point. Like Ohio State's not playing their guys. You might as well just do the same. See what you got.
Oh, dude,
That's a sack. Oh yeah.
I don't know if you saw this, but yesterday before the Cavs Warriors game, Bleacher Report had their power rankings for the NBA. They had the Cavs third in the power rankings.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, what the like? What else do you got to do?
Well, they said the reasoning is because they still feel like the Cavs aren't a top tier contender.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Whatever you say.
Like, I want to know who writes these reports because, like, clearly they're not watching.
I mean, even freaking Weinhurst, you just said the NBA media is a mess right now.
Well, yeah, it is because they don't. It seems like they don't watch the games.
No.
There's like, oh well, the Cavs aren't a contender yet, are top tier contender, brother. We're beating everyone by fucking 20.
Yeah.
And we just beat the Warriors by. We were up on the Warriors the entire game by 40, and you had the Warriors. I think they had the Warriors like ahead of us.
Yeah.
In the power rankings, it's like, well, we just beat your boys by like fucking 40, so
Exactly.
you might want to fucking rethink your stupid ass ideologies and.
Well, actually, just watch the games and see what's going on.
Well, that's the thing. Like, a lot of them don't watch the games, and it's like the eye test will tell you that the Cavs are, balling the fuck out.
Yeah. I almost thought this dude's last name was Cummins, but it's Crimmins. That would have been funny. All right, so the current 12-team bracket would be us playing Boise State if we were the 5th seed.
And then the quarterfinals would be BYU.
I don't see how they would have Ohio State as the 5th seed.
Yeah.
Because BYU is undefeated. I mean, Miami's getting ready to lose.
Well, the thing is, they have Miami or BYU as the number. You know what? Those are the conference champions.
Yeah.
And they think that Oregon's going to win the Big Ten.
Yeah, well, that's based off of the CFP rankings.
Well, we're second in the rankings.
I know, but I'm saying like the CFB rankings. So
the CFB rankings, yeah.
I don't think those have happened just yet. I think this will happen this week starting.
Oh yeah, that's right, because they don't start until like the last couple of weeks of the year.
Yeah.
After today, there's 3 games left because we play Northwestern next Saturday.
Yeah.
And then we go on to play Indiana, then Michigan.
Yeah.
Indiana, oh my God.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, they don't have a great strength of schedule. I mean, it's like 103rd.
Yeah, it's just like Michigan's.
Yeah.
They just compared it.
Yeah, the 111th.
God damn. They just said a fucking engage 8.
Holy shit.
What they did.
They said, they went to the fucking Madden thing and said all of engage 8 bliss or whatever, where it's like everyone just bliss.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, and as I said, there's a remaining schedule. Northwestern next week, then Indiana, then Michigan. We're at Indiana too, so that's gonna be hard. So we're gonna be in Bloomington.
Yep.
Damn.
Hey, there's Julian. It's my boy.
Yeah.
5+ star recruit out of wherever the fuck he was. He was with Bama. I know that. Yeah. Number 1 QB recruit in 2024. This kid is the one. This is the one that's going to absolutely throw nukes for us next year, in my opinion.
Yeah, transfer from Alabama in January, number 1 recruit in the 2024 class. So this kid's a freshman too, and he's going to be a monster.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be.
Yeah, because when Will Howard's gone, it's going to be him and Aaron Nolan.
Yep. I just don't know who's going to get the starts because Aaron Nolan got redshirted this year.
Yeah.
I don't think Julian did.
No, because
dude, plus that last name Saiyan. I just love that because I'm a
Super
DBZ guy, man.
Yeah.
I'm a Dragon Ball. I literally just started watching Dragon Ball Super as of late, so I'm getting back into my animes now, and I've been meaning to do that for a long time for Dragon Ball because I don't know this like that part of the saga like at all.
Yeah.
And that's when shit starts to pop off with all the different Saiyan forms and stuff. So
I haven't watched Dragon Ball since the OG was like on TV.
Yep.
Like when we were watching it as kids on TV.
Yep. Yeah, but plus they have movies. I don't know if you know that. They have like fucking
Oh yeah, I've seen a couple
of movies.
I've seen a couple of the movies.
I saw like the latest movie, which was I think like from 2018, and that one was pretty good because the animations were like better and different. And at the end, obviously, Gohan goes beast mode, which is apparently that's like I think that's the strongest form of the Saiyans. I think.
I haven't paid much attention to like.
There's a lot too. Like that's the thing. It's like there's so many different forms. Okay, everybody's just dropping balls now. God damn it! You guys aren't helping Julian Saiyan at all here. Please.
Yeah, I know. He's been making play. He's been making good throws. There's just nobody catching.
Yeah. That's why they're not starting.
Yeah. But yeah, I haven't paid much attention to like the Dragon Ball season and stuff because growing up I was more of like a Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I was definitely a lot more
I was a lot more Yu-Gi-Oh, yeah.
And Digimon.
Digimon was goated too. I used to watch, and was it Beyblade too? Was goated.
Yeah, Beyblade. Let it rip.
Dude, Beyblade used to be the shit, dude.
We had really good cartoons growing up.
Oh, absolutely.
Like I think we had the top tier.
Well, and we were still like early days of Nickelodeon too, because we still had that was still when like Rocket Power was like. You had all those shows, Rocket Power. Then you went like Cartoon Network, which was like the OG, like Teen Titans and
Cartoon Network was mine. Because I would watch
Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, but like Teen Titans, Ed and Eddie, Courage, the Cowardly Dog, Kids Next Door, The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
Yeah, Cartoon Network was definitely goated.
Ed and Eddie was my favorite.
I know that was my top tier one.
Buttered toast then. Like I fucking love that show. It was so dumb in so many ways, but it was so funny. And then of course you still had Adult Swim.
Yeah.
Which is where like you got like
Robot Chicken,
Hunger Force, Robot Chicken. You had the original Family Guy, the Boondocks.
The Boondocks, the OG Family Guy, yeah.
Yeah. American Dad was on there too. Like that was when you could watch those shows as a kid because you're like, man, I'm up past 11.
Yeah, you're up past 10 o'clock and your parents are in bed. You're up past 10 o'clock and you're just watching Family Guy and American Dad, the Boondocks. You stay up like past midnight. That's when you start getting like Robot Chicken and shit.
Yeah. Oh, come on. Why are we even throwing flags at this point? There's 3 minutes left in this game. Get it the fuck over with.
I know.
You're just doing your job, I know, but my gosh, we don't even need this.
And it wasn't even much of a pass interference either.
No, I don't know. I think that was.
I think that was a stingy PI call.
Yeah, but
I think they're just trying to get Purdue on the board just so they. Oh man. God, fuck him up. All right, second down. All right, Purdue, this is your opportunity. Get points on the board. Florida's making a big comeback. Only down 49-17. Miami need to stop here if they want a chance.
Oh, yeah. Ooh. Purdue almost had it.
Oh, just out of reach. Send out the kicker. Let him kick another field goal. It looks like Ohio State injury. Scott Jr. on the ground. Third string corner, probably.
Yeah.
Doesn't look good. Took off the helmet, grabbed a hole in his face. Looks like he is. Could be a severe injury.
Let's see what happens here.
Damn, I downed this like whole water.
Oh, yeah. I drank a whole coffee before we started. I drank that the Dr. Pepper in the first half and just drink that Fresca. So I'm nice and hydrated is what I am.
Yeah, maybe we need to do these streams more often because I'm super hydrated right now. It keeps me drinking water and shit.
I have piss.
Yeah, that's I was going to the bathroom every 30 seconds. I gotta piss.
You're right. I've got piss. He seems fine.
Aaron
Probably
Scott
not.
Jr. head to the locker room.
Yeah.
His day's over. Come on, man. You got 2 minutes left. You can stay on the field. I think this is the main issue with turf field.
Yeah.
It's just so easy just to get injured. And you don't even have to do much. It's just so easy just to get injured.
Right.
And you just have to go. Well, especially now, too, with the World Cup coming in 2026.
Right.
So essentially, not essentially next year at this point, because we're almost at the end of 2024. So 2026 in the summer, you got the World Cup. So
right.
And FIFA even told the NFL, listen, we're playing in a lot of the NFL stadiums, and a lot of them have turf. So it's like we're not playing on this. We're not playing on the turf. So you're gonna have to grow some fucking grass and put the grass.
Yeah.
And the NFL has to oblige to it because they're like, we're not gonna have all these like major soccer stars coming in and getting injured on a turf field. Like
Yeah,
I'm sure you could take care of grass.
It's not hard.
No. So they're forcing a lot of the NFL stadiums to have grass that already don't have grass fields. So like MetLife is going to be all grass. Cowboy Stadium is going to be all grass. Yeah, Atlanta's going to be all grass. They're forcing them to have grass fields because they don't want all the injuries.
Yeah, they definitely need to change that. Because there are way too many like ACL, Achilles, all that stuff of injuries.
Especially at MetLife. MetLife, like
MetLife just takes souls, man. They don't.
I would hate to be at MetLife, like, because they take souls, dude. Like
I'm sure there's guys that don't want to get drafted there just for that reason.
Yeah, I mean, look at Aaron Rodgers. His first game as a Jet, played 2 snaps and then fucking shredded his fucking Achilles.
Right.
And all it took was 2 snaps.
Literally, too. That was so bad.
And he almost got injured again. I think he almost got injured again this year, too.
Yeah, it was something like that.
Because I almost thought he re-injured that Achilles again. I was like, oh my God. Like, please, like, get rid of the turf.
Yeah. Oh, man.
2 more minutes.
Yeah, 2 more minutes, then it will be the end.
I can't wait to watch their field goal kicker miss another field goal.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be hilarious.
It's gonna be fucking funny, dude. I feel bad for the poor kid.
Yeah, it does suck. Like, when you deal with that, that sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. But yeah, I'm ready to take a shower and get ready.
I'm ready to take a fucking nap.
Yeah. No naps for me.
Yeah, I think we're doing a game night tonight
Nice.
with a friend of ours because she wants to host a game night. So we're gonna go down to her apartment on the 4th floor, and it's gonna be us and maybe a couple of our friends having like a game night tonight, just chilling. We're probably gonna put on one of the college games or something, and just hang out, watch it, and they're gonna go for it.
Oh yeah.
But according to ESPN, it looks like it's gonna get stopped short. It's gonna be a 2-yard run.
I don't understand why you would run the ball there. It just makes no sense. It's like unless you have a clear.
I think it was supposed to be a pass, but
Yeah.
the pocket got blown up in like 2 seconds, and he had to get out of there. Ohio State Buckeyes have not allowed an offensive touchdown in the last 129 minutes of game time. The last touchdown they allowed was in the 4th quarter versus Nebraska. That's wild. Oh yeah, because Penn State didn't score a touchdown, did they?
I think they did last week.
Yeah, it was an offensive touchdown.
Yeah.
Because the stat was they haven't allowed offensive touchdowns since on the 4th quarter in Nebraska. Penn State had that pick 6.
Okay.
And then they had 2 field goals. So it's been 2 games since Ohio State has last allowed an offensive touchdown.
Very nice. That's good to know. I mean, this defense should be a strength of ours, but the Oregon game was really the only bad game for the defense, but it's a good team to have a bad game against, and it still wasn't bad because
and you didn't
we were
lose.
there.
And you did lose because of defense. You lost because Ryan Day can't take a timeout.
Yeah, that was such a fumble and a half between everybody.
Like, all you had to do is take one timeout and you kick a field goal and you won.
Because then you don't even put Will Howard in that spot.
Yeah.
To even have to run and make that play and not realize that he doesn't have time on the clock because you fucked up and didn't call a timeout.
Yeah, because if he realized he had time on the clock, he would have went down earlier, stopped the clock, and then
instant timeout. Yeah,
instant timeout. But I mean, even so, you could call a timeout and just brought on the field goal unit.
All right,
ball game.
That's going to do it for us, guys. Obviously, it wasn't a super crazy game. We all knew this was not going to be a crazy game, but these next few weeks are going to be. So,
we'll definitely be here.
Yeah. We'll definitely be back, and then we'll definitely be here for the Browns game. And then, man, just continue to look out for more content, on our ends between YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, all of that. Like, we are going to be heavily more active. Now that I alone have a ton more time to help Drew with stuff throughout the week. So expect that. Drew, you got anything else to say before we log off?
No, man. Follow us on all of our socials. Make sure you guys check out for these live streams and check out for the podcast episodes. Like Zach said, we're going to do a lot more of these now that he has the time. So, again, starting pretty much like every Saturday, we're probably just going to do the rest of the Ohio State games.
Yep.
Probably do the rest of the Browns season. We might squeak in some Cavs games here and there too.
Yep, absolutely. So, guys. Keep it locked in and keep a lookout for us. And we'll see you guys next week.